You are looking live at the game day set here at Ferris Stadium in the Northside ISD with the Clark Cougars in just about 30 minutes play for their playoff lives against the Brandeis Broncos. Don't go anywhere. Pick and pull South Texas high school football game day. It starts right now. And a very pleasant, good Thursday evening to you, Gabe Farias and Sean Morris right here on MeTV as we get ready for a good one. The Clark Cougars and the Brandeis Broncos. The Clark Cougars head coached by J.L. Guy, 6-3 on the season, 4-3 in 28-6A. The Brandeis Broncos are a perfect 6-0 in 28-6A play. They are 7-1 on the season, and on paper, it looks like a great game. But this is truly a game, as I said in the open, for Clark's lives, for their continuance of their season. They win today, and they assure themselves of a playoff spot. They lose today, and the waters get muddy, to say the very, very least. A big one for Clark today.
It is. It's their last game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. Their bye week is next week. If they win, as Gabe says, they're in. If they lose, they got to hope that Marshall or Lee can beat Churchill in the next 2 weeks, which will put them in, and hope that Madison loses to Reagan as well. I mean, that really doesn't matter as much if Churchill wins, but they need everybody to lose because they let Churchill beat them in the Gucci Bowl.
Yeah, that was a big, big loss. Again, last week the Cougars defeated Roosevelt 34-29, but it's their loss 2 weeks ago to the Churchill Chargers 24-7 that really dominates the moment right now. The Brandeis Broncos, coached by Charlie Bruce, they are a solid football team, and they're rested. They're coming in off of their bye week, and they are on a collision course with the Reagan Rattlers next week for the 28-6A District Championship. This could be one of those games where the Broncos look ahead. They got to take care of business. They've got the team to do it. If Clark has any sort of, hope in this, it is to rely on Gertz and also to hope that Brandeis is looking forward to Reagan. That's tonight. Last week, though, we had some fantastic games and performances. We're going to start right now with the individual standouts from last week's play, and we are going to start with Jefferson Mustangs running back Johnny Gamboa. He had over 100 yards rushing, including a 48-yard touchdown run in their third quarter to seal the victory, 28-14 over the McCullum Cowboys. Ouch!
Stevens Falcons quarterback K.K. Brashears ran for 3 touchdowns, and he threw 2 touchdown passes, including the game winner. This one right here with 39 seconds left. Falcons defeat the O'Connor Panthers 35-31.
Several sophomore quarterbacks doing great work this time in Bernie, Texas. Greyhounds quarterback Jackson Bays threw for 5 touchdowns in their 49-7 win over the Kennedy Rockets.
Sam Houston Hurricanes running back Naquentus Brooks. He scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime right here as the Hurricanes beat the Brackenridge Eagles 27-24. Canes back in the number 4 spot in district.
They got a great shot at making the playoffs. How about Tyree Johnson, running back for the New Braunfels Unicorns, 145 yards rushing on just 15 carries, 3 touchdowns in their 38-21 victory over the Clemens Buffaloes.
Central Catholic Buttons tight end. This kid is a beast. I've been watching him since he was a sophomore. Braden Flowers, tight end and defensive end. He scored all 3 touchdowns in the second half for the Buttons, and he had a sack on defense. Buttons defeat Concordia Lutheran 35-27.
He is a force. Steel Knights junior running back Avion Farreau, 2 carries for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. You heard me right. A 68-yard touchdown and a 92-yard touchdown. The Knights easily beat East Central 49-3 to stay atop everybody's rankings in local San Antonio.
Running back Nathaniel Stanley, the Judson Rockets. Watch this out.
Watch this. He ain't down.
Had over 200 yards of total offense, scored 3 touchdowns in their 55-35 win over the San Marcos Rattlers.
Reagan Rattlers quarterback Caleb Capuccio accounted for more than 270 yards rushing and passing. He ran for 3 touchdowns and threw for 1 as well. Rattlers defeat Churchill 44-7.
Johnny Lott, the quarterback for the Taft Raiders, he only threw for 192 yards, but he threw 3 touchdown passes, including this one right here, and he only played 2.5 quarters.
That's it.
Pretty good.
All right. Well, Sean, there were some big individual performances. There were also some big wins for some squads last week. Let's run down our big wins for teams last week, starting with a squad you watched right here on MeTV, the Wagner Thunderbirds. They defeated the Hayes Hawks 42-21 to move into the number 2 spot in district. Wagner, they've got number 3 Seguin this week, number 4 Canyon Next week, this Wagner Thunderbirds team. Remember the last time they were a 5A team? Oh, yeah, they went to the state semifinals
Yeah, they were
twice.
pretty darn good.
Yeah, they were.
The Stevens Falcons remain in the top 4 in District 29 6A as they defeated the O'Connor Panthers 35-31 on a touchdown with 39 seconds left in the game.
Don't ever count out the Judson Rockets, who now sit at 3-0 in district after defeating San Marcos 55-35. The Rockets are now number 2 in that district. Remember, they do have that one forfeit they're going to have to deal with, but right now, that was a big win for them last week against San Marcos.
The Clark Cougars bounced back from their loss a week ago. They defeated Roosevelt 34-29, which puts the Cougs in the number 4 spot. We're going to see if they stay in that spot after tonight's game.
Veterans Memorial defeated Piper 42-28 to remain number 2 in district. The Patriots, they've got Tybee this week. They've got Cedar Creek next week. Big win for Veterans Memorial.
And they've got Peoples at running back, and he's a stud. The Antonian Apaches improved to 3-0 in district after beating Houston St. Pius X 41-15. It looks like the Apaches will play Houston St. Thomas for the district championship next week.
Gotta love those love you blue uniforms. How about the Lanier Vokes? They squeak out a win against the Highlands Owls 21-20. Lanier must win their next 2 and hope some other teams lose if they want to get into the playoffs this year. Sean, it's worth noting a couple of big wins that we don't have highlights for. The Burbank Bulldogs now 6-2 in the season. They beat Harlandale, previously ranked Harlandale 32-22. Burbank, they're going to be a playoff team.
Back in the top 12.
And New Braunfels Canyon, they take down the Seguin Matadors. A big win for the Canyon Cougars, 27-14. Burbank.
Yeah.
14-5A Division II. They're going to be a playoff team.
Yes, they are.
This year. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break. When we come back, a chat with Northside ISD Athletic Director Stan Lang. It's Pick and Pull South Texas High School Football Game Day on the KSAT Big Game Coverage app and right here on MeTV.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
On the field, we fight hard and smart.
It's about teamwork and strategy.
When an 18-wheeler or company vehicle wreck injury puts you on the sidelines,
Your next move could determine your future.
And you want to win.
Get a winning team, Wainwright. Don't wait. Call
888-8888.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
Go for the win.
Just call Wainwright.
Call Wainwright now, 888-8888. Respect, justice, demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
There are some great leaders in greater San Antonio running athletic departments here at the high school level. Few are better than an individual we spoke with a couple of weeks ago. Here's a very special outside the locker room. May 24th in this state, not just in this state, in this country, will be remembered for the worst of reasons. And that because a young man who didn't get the kind of positive attention that he needed went on a rampage in Uvalde, Texas, and killed 19 young innocent babies and 2 teachers. This type of program, I'm not gonna say would have avoided that, but possibly would have given that kid an opportunity to see things through a different lens.
It just makes us all sick to our stomach, to a young person fell through the cracks, obviously, and we weren't able to be there to give them help. But I think it's so important for us to be intentional, especially when it comes to mental health. That's one of the things our young people, and we got feedback every year in our Servant Leader Summit, what do our young people want help with? And one of them is how to be a servant leader, how to be selfless. The other one was mental health, how to be selfless in regards to love of self, in regards to be able to have an awareness of somebody else that might be struggling. And I have countless stories of us, telling our young people, we don't want you to be counselors, we just want you to be aware.
Talk about the importance of your coaches, your teachers, your sponsors, and the role they play in the success of this program.
Oh my goodness. And again, and that's where all the credit goes, really and truly. It's, my role is to, we plant a seed based on a need, right? And again, we understand where we are in this country, and it's still, I just visited another country and I was just so impressed with the culture and everything there, but there's nothing greater than this country here. There really is not. And we have a tremendous opportunity to develop not only leaders within our community and in this country, but for our world. And so who's going to do that? Is our teachers and our coaches that are with our young people every single day.
Two phrases to me that folks often look at purely religiously. I look at them pragmatically. The two phrases, do unto others and love thy neighbor. What do those two phrases mean to you?
I think what's important, regardless, that those two phrases are non-negotiable. If you truly read the truth behind it, it is no matter how a person looks, no matter what they believe, we may have a disagreement, but ultimately we're going to respect one another. We may agree to disagree, in which we should agree to disagree, and listen to one another's perspective. And again, one of my great mentors, Kerry Casey, who's been with us in our Servant Leader Summit every year for the last 5-6 years, he said it best, and he's in inner city Chicago dealing with social justice issues every day. And he says this, he says, if we're truly going to make a difference in this country, we all have to learn how to find common ground.
Coach, one of the cool things about Northside and family, and those things to me go synonymous in what you guys preach here, is creating commonalities. Yeah. And I think you guys have the coolest commonality that you guys have created to really bridge community, and that's peanut butter.
Local youth ministry had come to me and other, our neighboring school districts, sister school districts, and talked about a way to help feed hungry children. One way is through peanut butter. And so what's so awesome about that program and initiative, Gabe, was our communities come together to compete against how many can bring how many jars of peanut butter, and just an example of empathy and compassion, just a simple way to use our platform of athletics to bring our communities together, of all things peanut butter, to make a difference in somebody's life.
Sean, I think it's an understatement to say that Stan Lang is a transformative leader, not only at Northside but throughout South Texas. But Northside received some news that good for him. He spent a long time here, but Dr. Brian Woods announced that he was retiring at the end of this school year, the superintendent for the last decade. He started in Northside in 1992. That's a shock, and that's a hit to this fantastic school district. He too is a transformative leader.
Oh, absolutely. You and I got to interview him a couple of years ago right here on game day, and it was really interesting. We had a great conversation with him, and my wife's pretty close to him as well because she serves on many boards with the district. So he's a great man. He'll be missed by many in this district.
Yeah, but I'm guessing the last chapter of the Dr. Brian Woods book is not quite written yet. Still a young guy, but he is a transformative leader. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, KSAT 12's top 12 plus upcoming games. It's Pick and Pull South Texas High School Football Game Day on the KSAT Big Game Coverage app and right here on MeTV.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
All right, welcome back to Pick and Pull, South Texas High School Football Game Day. Gabe Thaddeus and my man Sean Morris as we get ready for Brandeis and Clark. We're going to talk a little bit about that broadcast a little later, or that game here a little later in this broadcast. And, of course, we are proud of our partnership with KSAT 12, Greg Simmons and Larry Ramirez. Each and every week they provide us with KSAT 12's Top 12. Let's run down our 12's Top 12 for Week 10, dropping a couple of spots after their loss to New Braunfels Canyon. In at number 12, the 6-2 Seguin Matadors.
Number 11, the Burbank Bulldogs. They jump back into 12's top 12 after their huge victory over previously ranked Harlandale Indians.
In at number 10, the Reagan Rattlers as they continue their unbeaten streak in 28-6A with a solid 6-2 overall mark.
At number 9, the 7-2 Harlan Hawks enjoying a much-needed bye week after their season-ending match versus Taft. That'll be right here on MeTV.
That's right. Staying put at number 8, the Southside Cardinals as they continue their strong play. They are in at 8-1 on the season.
Also staying put this week at number 7, the Braunfels Canyon Cougars with an impressive 7-1 record following their huge win over Seguin.
Following their blowout win over the Holmes Huskies, the Taft Raiders, they stay in the number 6 spot with a 7-1 record.
Staying put at number 5, you'll see them later this evening, the Brandeis Broncos, 8-1 record. They come in following their bye week.
No change in the top 4 again. In at number 4 with their huge win over Edison, the Alamo Heights Mules, continue their dominance with a 7-1 record.
At number 3, Smithson Valley Rangers, also with a 7-1 record after destroying Bernie Champion last week.
In at number 2, the 7-1 Brennan Bears. Tomorrow night they take on the Holmes Huskies as they too continue their dominance this season.
Number 1, do we even have to say it? It's the 8-0 Steel Knights. They're taking on their toughest opponent this week, tomorrow night, the Judson Rockets.
Starting at number 8, Sean, no change from last week to this week. And I'm guessing the way things are going, we should see some pretty consistency there through the end of the season next week, the regular season for KSAT 12's Top 12. All right, folks, we got plenty of games right here on Texas Sports Productions and on KSAT. Big game coverage starting with action tonight. Of course, a little later, Clark and Brandeis right here on MeTV. You've got McCullum taking on the Brackenridge Eagles. That is a 6:50 start. And the Kerrville Tivy Antlers taking on Veterans Memorial. That is at 7 p.m.
Several games on the docket tomorrow night. Central Catholic goes to Houston to take on the Village. Lee takes on Johnson at 6:50. Holmes takes on Brennan. Jay and Taft, Lanier and Alamo Heights. Sam Houston takes on Highlands. Bernie travels down to Somerset. East Central goes to play Clemens. Steele takes on Judson, and Wagner at Seguin.
And on Saturday, Reagan takes on Roosevelt. Stevens takes on Warren, and either are all 2 o'clock start. Sotomayor takes on O'Connor. 2 games I want to mention before we go to break. Sam Houston and Highlands, that is going to be for the 4th spot in 14-5A Division II. Myself and Zach Dixon are going to have the call for that one. And then Stevens and Warren could very well be for that 4th spot in that North Side District. Some exciting action that you can catch right here on the Big Game Coverage app. We are going to take a break. When we come back, Sean's going to tell us what's going to happen tonight and our predictions. Am I wearing a sock or am I going to pull out my undershirt?
I don't know.
I'm going to pull out my undershirt to let you know who's going to win tonight.
Superman style?
I'm just going to whip it open. All right, it's Pick and Pull South Texas High School Football Game Day right here on the KSAT Big Game Coverage app and on MeTV.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
2023 San Antonio Gunslinger season tickets are now on sale.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go, baby!
Reserve your tickets for the original professional football team in San Antonio, the Gunslingers. It's fast-paced, high-flying, over-the-wall professional football. Plus non-stop entertainment. Affordable family fun is what the San Antonio Gunslingers are all about. To get the best seats and prices, reserve your 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets now.
I'm Oscar Cardenas. In football, we fight hard to make it happen. That's what makes us winners.
18-wheeler or company vehicle wreck injury put you on the sidelines?
Get a winner to fight for you. A lawyer with grit and determination who will not stop until you get justice and all the money you deserve. And that's Wainwright Injury Lawyers, so don't wait, call 8.
Call Wainwright Injury Lawyers, 888-8888 now.
Want to win? You know who to call. That's right, Wainwright.
Respect, justice, demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
And welcome back to Pick and Pull South Texas High School Football Game Day as we get close to Clark and Brandeis. Sean Morris, this is going to be a great game. Tell us what's going to happen.
Well, there's a lot on the line for this one. Let's talk about the team that it's all on the line for tonight, and that is the Clark Cougars. They come into this game with a 6-3 record, 4-3 in district under their head coach, J.L. Geist. They're coming off a 34-29 win over the Roosevelt Rough Riders last week, and they're currently sitting, as we've talked about all night, in that number 4 spot in district. The Cougars offense runs through one guy, and that is their stud running back, Chris Gertz. Gertz has already racked up 1,286 yards rushing, and he scored 16 touchdowns. He was a unanimous all-district player last year and will probably be the same this year. Quarterback Nick Lee has thrown for 1,131 yards and 11 touchdowns. He's also run for 443 yards with 5 rushing touchdowns. Michael Vasquez leads the Cougars with 567 yards receiving, and he scored 9 times. Nikos Varelis, 401 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. On the defensive side, linebacker Diego Facundo leads the Cougars with 69 tackles, 47 of those being solo tackles. He's got 3 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, and he's caused a fumble. Defensive lineman TJ Harold has 4 tackles for loss and 3 sacks this season. And linebacker Kedrian Mack, 41 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery. The Clark Cougars offense averages 360 yards per game. Their defense only giving up 242 yards per game, which is the lowest in District 28-6A. Tonight is going to be a huge test against the Brandeis Broncos. Speaking of the Broncos, they come into this game sitting at tied for number 1 in district with a 7-1 record, 6-0 in district under their head coach, Charlie Bruce. The Broncos had a bye week last week after defeating the Roosevelt Rough Riders 33-23 2 weeks ago. And they are tied, as I said, for that number 1 spot in district with the Reagan Rattlers, who they play next week, getting set up for a big one next week. The Broncos offense, they have a pretty balanced attack. They keep all the defenses on their toes. Their quarterback, J.C. Evans, leads the Broncos Stampede. He's got 932 yards passing and 6 touchdowns. But he's also run for 272 yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground. Running back Joseph Coleman leads the Broncos rushing attack with 765 yards on the ground and 9 touchdowns. And wide receiver Jaden Perez, he is fun to watch. He's got 511 yards receiving, and he scored 4 times. The Broncos defense already has 23 sacks on the season, and they're only allowing 14 points per game in their wins. Defensive end Brady Zingelman does it all for the Broncos defense. He's got 63 tackles, 20 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 2 pass deflections, and a fumble recovery. So look for number 16 to make plays all night tonight for the Broncos. Safety Christopher Bryson leads the team with 64 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 3 interceptions. The Broncos defense, Gabe, they are really good, but their offense needs to put up some big points tonight and keep the Cougars in the rear view mirror.
So, Sean, it looks like 2 keys to victory, 1 for each. And I'm going to ask you if you think these are the biggest keys. Number 1 for Clark, got to control the pace of this game.
Absolutely.
And they're going to do that with Chris Gertz.
Yep.
Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely. They've got to control the clock. They've got to control everything in this game if they want to win. And they've got to rely on Gertz. He's going to be the stud tonight.
And for the Brandeis Broncos, knowing that next week they've got the Reagan Rattlers, no pre-district championship contest letdown. Finish this game strong, get to Reagan, and see what happens, because this is a talented team that can make a run.
Well, I mean, they're 7-1, 6-0 overall. I don't change my game plan. I'm attacking the Cougars the same way I've attacked everybody all season. Coming to this game doing what has gotten you to this point, so it sets you up for that big district championship. Going to be the game of the week next week against the Reagan Rattlers.
Clark Cougars, they've got to get to J.C. Evans. They've got to disrupt what he does, limit what he does, which is what fuels that Brandeis offense.
Yeah, and the Cougars' defense, as I mentioned, they're only giving up 242 yards per game, which is pretty good. Their defense is going to have to play outstanding tonight. But it's on the line for them.
But the big storyline, it's all on the line. As
Absolutely.
You say, they've got to win. Let's look at the district standings right now, because Clark looks comfortable in this scenario. They're at 4-3 in district, looking like they own their own destiny, and they do. They win tonight, and they are a playoff team. They lose tonight, and to say the waters get muddy is an understatement. The next team up, Madison, they still have to play Johnson. That's going to be a tough one for them. Roosevelt, another team with 4 losses. They still have to play Reagan. That's a tough one. But the team that's circled there, the Churchill Chargers. A couple of weeks ago, the Chargers beat Clark in a huge upset in the Gucci Bowl. They have Marshall and Lee, the two teams that are respectively the last 2 teams in that district. I'm going to call it right now. I think the Churchill Chargers are going to be the 4th playoff team in this district.
They absolutely can, and all they have to do is win the next 2 games against winnable teams.
Yeah.
And they've got to hope that Clark loses tonight. So this is a huge game for Clark.
This is why these wins, and I talk about it all the time, and it sounds so cliche, wins in this district are like gold.
They are.
That Clark-Churchill game was not just gold. It was Fort Knox, because the winner of that game is going to get into the playoffs, it seems like.
So if you're the head coach of the Clark Cougars, what do you tell your team tonight?
Well, you leave it on the line. I mean, to say you have sense of urgency, then you have whatever is 4 or 5 notches above that.
Yeah.
You have got to play like your lives are on the line. If you lose this game, there's a good chance you're going to be turning in your uniforms, because this is their last game of the season.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I think that's exactly what you say. If we win tonight, guess what? You get to go put everything back in your locker room. If you lose tonight, it's all going back in the equipment room.
All right, it is
That
time.
decision.
It is time for predictions. Clark and Brandeis.
I think
Sean,
this
what
is
do you
gonna,
have?
I think this is going to be a close one. I really do. I've got Brandeis winning this one 24-21.
24-21.
Yep.
Okay, so I didn't bring socks, but what I did was in between the
wear
breaks.
socks today?
No, I didn't. I'm like totally going
Penny
barefoot
loafers
today.
this week for you.
So I'm wearing my orange.
Oh, nice.
Richmond Greyhounds
There
from
you
the
go.
Ted Lasso show, and I'm wearing my orange Roy
Kent jersey.
Shoot,
yeah.
The Brandeis Broncos are going to win this going away 35-14.
Oh, wow.
They're going to set up a big district championship matchup with the Reagan Rattlers next week, and the Clark Cougars playoff hopes are going to really be diminished after this game.
We'll see.
Great job for Sean Moore. Special thanks to all the game day crew. Don't go anywhere. Bobby Stotzenberger, Andy Skelton, and myself with tonight's call. It is Brandeis and Clark, and it's coming up right here on MeTV.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching. So you should do it because you know it's right.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne player of the game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
3, 1, 2, 3.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to a beautiful fall Thursday evening in San Antonio for this District 28 6A contest, an important one for both teams, in particular the Clark Cougars, as the Clark Cougars take on the Brandeis Broncos. Hello again, everyone. Bobby Stotzenberger, joined by Andy Skelton as always here at Fair Stadium, and we got great weather. We got two really good teams, and we've got the Clark Cougars playing for their playoff lives tonight. They need a victory. It doesn't guarantee them not to make the playoffs if they lose, but if they win, they are in.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals. This is the last game of the season for them. If not, they got a bye week next week, so they know they're going to put all their eggs in this basket tonight, try to come away with the victory. They're going to need a little bit of help probably from some other teams getting in with that fourth spot, but they got to control what they can control tonight, and that's to win.
Yeah, if they win, they are in, but if they lose, they need help. As we look at the district standings here in 28 6A, you see Clark, they control their own destiny. They're the only team in this district that has played 9 games already, including all Madison has as well. They're off this week, but they need to win, and if they do, they're in the playoffs.
Well, I promise you, Churchill Chargers are a Brandeis Bronco fan tonight, because that's who's waiting to try to get in if Clark gets beat. So it's going to be interesting to see.
All right, let's take a look at some of the impact players. First off, we'll go with the home team, the Brandeis Broncos, and Zingelman, he is all over the place at that defensive end spot.
Yeah, he's got 64 tackles coming into tonight. He's tied as a leading tackler. He's got 20 tackles for losses as of last week's game. You see him flying around. He's going to be in the backfield a lot tonight for the Broncos.
And he's got his work cut out for him, I think, in particular against Clark, defending the run, which he's perfectly capable of. He's a great pass rusher, but his run game that he'll have to defend. And then, of course, J.C. Evans, he's a much-hyped junior quarterback. He's missed part of the season and still has pretty good numbers.
Yeah, he's almost 1,000 yards passing. He does it on his feet as well. He's got a couple of great receivers, sophomore receivers to throw to, and a great running back. A total package on offense if he gets going tonight.
One thing about J.C. that's very interesting is about 1 out of every 5 touches that he runs the football, he scores touchdowns. So
just like that. Yep.
He's a touchdown scoring machine for the Broncos. Now the Clark Cougars, their defense is going to have to play great tonight for them to have a chance.
And again, that's going to be one of the keys to victory. You're going to see here in a little bit. They're going to have to find a way to shut down J.C. Evans, take something away, don't let him beat you. And Facundo is one of the guys right here is going to be assigned that responsibility tonight.
Yeah, he's very good at getting off of blocks. He's got good speed to chase guys down. He's going to have a big game tonight if the Cougars are going to have a chance. And on the offensive side, it's pretty simple for the Clark Cougars. They have a go-to guy, and a lot of teams want that, and they have it in Chris Gertz.
Yeah, Gertz has 1,291 yards. That's 1,300 yards if you round it up right there. And you see right here, he's able to get his foot in the ground, get north and south in a hurry. And when he does, he's got a great burst of speed to get down the sideline and be an explosive asset to the Clark offense.
And with Nick Lee, their star quarterback, hurt, you see Lee on that highlight, but he's not going to play tonight, so the run game's even more important.
Yeah, the junior quarterback, Mesker, is going to come in to take the place of Nick Lee, so that's going to be something we're going to watch. But so it's going to really be on the shoulders of Chris Gertz tonight for the Clark offense.
Well, we may see a lot of old school football as he may get 30 carries tonight to try to carry this Clark Cougar team to victory. All right, folks, it's the Clark Cougars needing a win tonight to secure a playoff spot. Brandeis has already punched their ticket, but they want an outright district championship. They have a showdown next week against Reagan, but first they have to beat Clark tonight to set up that showdown. It's the High School Football Showcase, and it continues in a moment on MeTV, presented by John Wayne Service Company.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
I'm Rashad Wisdom. Coach showed us what it takes to win on the field and in life. You've got to have power and determination. You got to be fearless but smart with a focused strategy. That's what it takes to win, and that's what attorney Wainwright's got.
Wainwright Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
When life knocks you down with a car, motorcycle, or 18-wheeler wreck injury, get a champion. Wainwright. Don't wait. Call 8.
Call Wainwright now. 888-8888. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
At a beautiful 74 degrees. Gabe Padillas out enjoying this great weather on the sidelines with the Clark Cougars. Keys to victory.
Guys, I'm wearing a jacket. How about that? The Clark Cougars, they got to control the time of possession. They got to try and limit J.C. Evans and that explosive Bronco offense. And they got to play guys with the highest sense of urgency in this football game. Fellas?
Pretty much a must-win for the Clark Cougars in your KLegato.com keys to victory. And now, Andy, for the home team, Brandeis Broncos.
Well, you're not going to let Clark and Chris Gertz dictate the pace of the game. You're going to play Brandeis-style offense and defense, and you got to win on first down on both sides of the football, stay out of third down and long, and then play like you're 6-0, play like you're favored, play like you're going to go play for the district championship next week.
All righty, folks, it's going to be a good one. The Clark Cougars desperately needing a win tonight. The Brandeis Broncos hoping for a showdown next week against Reagan. It's District 28 6A football. And it's the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company right here on Me TV.
North Park Lexus of San Antonio and North Park Lexus of Dominion have over 350 used cars in stock, plus over 100 L-certified vehicles available. Each L-certified vehicle receives a comprehensive 161-point inspection and is backed with an industry-best unlimited mileage warranty, roadside assistance, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit either North Park Lexus location to select one for your high school student or graduate. North Park Lexus, proud supporters of high school athletics.
In Northside ISD, we help our children succeed, from encouraging them to love reading and conquer math and science problems, to safely transporting them to school and providing them with delicious meals. We surround them with people like you, caring adults who bring their talents, knowledge, and passion to Northside, who want kids to succeed. Explore opportunity in Northside.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
Welcome back here to Ferris Stadium. The Brandeis Broncos set to take on the Clark Cougars. Bobby Stotzenberg along with Andy Skelton and Gabe Padillas. Guys, I'm excited about this, but there's one noticeable absent, as we were very impressed a couple of weeks ago with Nick Lee in the game against Johnson. And Andy, how does that affect the Clark Cougars? They really got to have and believe in a next man up philosophy.
Well, that's all you can do in this situation. But when you lose your quarterback that already thrown for almost 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, and he's a senior leader, and he goes down first quarter last week, taking a shot to the knee. Next man up indeed, so the junior gets to come in tonight, Philip Metzger. He has played a little bit, Bobby. He has 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he's not a complete rookie so far this season, but it's going to be his first time tonight to line up under the lights as the starter for the Clark Cougars.
Well, Gabe, you said the last time we saw Clark, give the ball to number 24. I think that's almost certainly what's going to happen tonight without Nick Lee pulling the trigger at quarterback.
Lots of Gertz. And we talked in the pregame show, Andy, the importance of Clark controlling the tempo of this game, the importance of them getting to Evans is monumental. And guys, I'm telling you, this is their last game of the season. You got sense of urgency, Andy, and then you got, 3 or 4 or 5 levels of up-bat. That's where Clark needs to play this football game today.
Yeah, you look urgency up in the dictionary tonight, you're looking at the Clark Cougars.
That's it.
Absolutely.
All right, it will be Mitch Arakeline kicking it off for the Clark Cougars as Brandeis will get first crack at it. Here's the kick, and this one will go into the end zone for the touchback. And so the Brandeis Broncos will come on, 1st and 10 from the 25 as we take a look at the starters for the Broncos. And the tallest head in there, you can see him towering above everybody else. Folks, that's the quarterback, J.C. Evans, and then Coleman's having a great season. Rafi Clendenin, great players, that H-back. Baker and Pettis, the receivers. Wyatt, the tight end. Murray, Geary, Garcia, Gabanto, and Gloria up front for Coach Charlie Bruce's team. 1st down and 10. J.C. Evans brings him up. Joseph Coleman off to his left. And it will be Coleman on 1st down coming right. The Cougar defense there quickly, though, and no gain on the play as we look at that Cougs defense. They've got a big task in front of them. Gibson, Jimenez, and Sharples are up front. Espino, Mack, Facundo, our featured player, and Gertz, the linebackers, Alexander, Douglas, Ramon, and Hunter.
And Facundo gets his first tackle of the night, Bobby, right there, coming down, tackle for no gain.
So 2nd down and 10 now for the Brandeis Broncos. J.C. Evans with Joseph Coleman behind him in the pistol set. Evans going to throw, and he throws out to the left flat, and this is caught, and breaking a tackle, getting a 1st down is Pettis. Jaden Pettis slipped through a tackle out there, gets the 1st down and then some, all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Jaden Pettis only a sophomore, Bobby. Matter of fact, Pettis and Baker, number 12, are both, and there you see this season, 932 yards. J.C. Evans coming in here pretty balanced, 11 rushing touchdowns as well as 6 passing, so he's more than capable both ways with the football here.
Broncos undefeated in district play so far. Coleman rather, I should say, from Evans, and he'll get a 1st down straight up the right hash. He goes for a gain of 12.
And that's what you're wanting to do as offense, is you want to start getting those offensive linemen here as we see the replay. Those bigs up front doing work, getting guys on the ground, and great job by Coleman lowering the shoulder pads there, being the hammer and not the nail at the end of that to pick up a good extra 4 or 5 yards after contact.
Evans and quite a few other Broncos didn't play in that non-district loss to Brennan, but ever since then, Brandeis has been incredibly good to an undefeated district mark so far in 28-6A. 1st down, Broncos. Evans on play action, rushed and scrambles. This is where he's dangerous, and there you see it. 1st down, 40, and straight to the sidelines and out of bounds. J.C. Evans at the 31.
He's as good as any around at extending the play. Here we see it right here coming right at you. He's trying to get the ball in a deep post route to the outside and just makes one guy miss there. Does it with his legs instead.
How hard is that kid, Andy, to tackle in the open field?
I wouldn't want to have to. They're going to have to fly to the football. It's going to have to be team tackling for the Clark Cougars tonight.
J.C. Evans, 6'5", very dangerous with the legs, as is Coleman, who gets the handoff but spun around after a gain of 2. We mentioned the Broncos victories over Marshall, Lee, Madison, Johnson, Churchill, and Roosevelt. They play Reagan next Friday night. They can't be looking ahead.
No. Tackle made again by Diego Facundo, 36 right there. Again, he's their leading tackler coming into it and did a good job on that play right there for the Cougars.
2nd down and 8, pistol set again. Evans looks to the sidelines. He's got twin receivers right side and a single receiver in Pettis split out to the left. taking a lot of time here. Play clock down to 5. It's going to be Evans on the keeper. Cougar defense pretty much there, Andy. They were waiting for him, just a gain of 2.
I'll tell you what, I like Facundo already, number 36. Said his name 3 times, Diego Facundo. That was a quarterback counter that time. He sees the lineman pulling. He just blows it up. Nowhere for J.C. Evans to go. Creates a pile right here. Taking on the big guy. Getting underneath him, holding on for dear life right there.
Yeah, he might have been held even on that play, but got through it and disrupted that play. So 3rd and 6. Opening drive for Brandeis. J.C. Evans.
I like the way Andy says Facundo.
Facundo.
Very well.
I'm working on it. Pitch off to Coleman. Races to the edge, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down by Renzo and Espino.
Yeah, Espino was tracking him down from the get right there, and I'll tell you what, his hustle got him to get that tackle before the first down. Made 4th down and 1 here.
Gabe, does J.C. Evans look the part or what?
He does. Andy, you always talk about passing the eye test. This kid is just fantastic, and he backs it up with great play, and what he's turning into now is a great leader of that offense.
Let's see if he can help them convert here. It's 4th and 1, and the Broncos didn't think about it a whole lot, and Evans, in fact, does convert on the 4th down as he goes inside the 20-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, when it comes down to push come to shove, I promise you, offensive coordinator Brian Noll of the Brandeis Broncos, he's going to put the ball in 11's hand, Gabe, and let the player make plays.
Andy, you say it so eloquently. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, the best player on the field right now, most talented player on the field, number 11, let him get you that first down.
First down, I mentioned J.C. Evans. He's completed 64% this year. And again, he missed a number of games, 942 yards passing. Gives it to Coleman again, and he's hit right away and dropped.
Stud.
Guess who?
He's a stud, man. Facundo, watch him trigger right here, Bobby. I mean, he's seeing it. You're going to hand the ball to 4. Facundo's going to meet him in the backfield right here. He comes, he finds the window, inside out, leverage right there, right behind the lead blocker. Textbook tackle right there for a linebacker.
Defensively, Clark gives up 105 yards a game rushing. 151 yards a game rushing, 105 passing. 2nd down and 12 for the Broncos. Evans, roll out right. Hit as he throws, and this was picked. Interception by the Clark Cougars by Diego Alexander.
And they're going to attack 15 yards at the end of it with a face mask.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, man. I think Evans might have forced that one a little bit right here. If we see the replay, just bootleg. He's waiting for the backside drag here. Backside tight end, Wyatt coming across.
Yeah, too many guys.
That was, that was ill-advised right there. He trying to make a play. I get it, man. But great job coming down with it was Alexander right there for the Cougars.
All right, let's take a look at the Clark offense. They're coming out for the first time. They have it at the 22-yard line with a 1st down and 10 after the interception there by Diego Alexander. And they'll move it forward 15 as Gabe suggested. As we look at, there you see number 7, Philip Metzger. He'll be the quarterback tonight. Gertz the running back, Varelis along with him. Vasquez, Beck, and Bloomfield the receivers. Sofji, Navarro, Huerta, Hernandez rounding out that offense for Clark. They fumble the first play, and it's picked up, and it's a scoop 6 for the Brandeis Broncos. Right back at you as Dylan Cohen has the touchdown.
It was just an exchange. That's all it was.
Little scoop and score right here. And again, something as simple as the quarterback, running back mesh point. And I tell you right here, watching the replay, absolutely what it was, Gabe.
And honestly,
Brandeis could have had it on the ground, and they knocked it out and allowed Dylan to run it in right there for the Brandeis Broncos.
Yeah, they kind of screwed up recovering it, and it worked out in their favor as Dylan Cohen was right there to pick it up and run it in. How about that, a 6'2" defensive lineman with the touchdown. And again, if you look at the offensive numbers, they're not super impressive overall for Brandeis, but their defense is super impressive.
They called a penalty, sideline interference. They didn't give him a warning.
Well, there must have been contact made more than likely on that to be a 15-yard.
Raya Villasenor on for the extra point now for Brandeis. A defensive score. gets us going in this one, and Brandeis takes a 7-0 lead. 7:05 to go here in the first quarter of play. You're watching High School Football Showcase, presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
I'm Zachary Franklin. On the football field, my job is to do whatever it takes to win. Coach taught us we win the game with the right plan and teamwork. Your future's not a game. After a serious injury from a car truck wreck, how things turn out depends on having the right plan.
Wainwright Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
Get a fierce, experienced team of lawyers who do what it takes to win.
Call Wainwright now, 888-8888.
Don't wait, call 8.
Respect, justice, demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
Now the defensive score, and they're doing that. Brandeis has done that. Watch this, the scoop and score here, and it is about 24 yards there for Dylan Cohen. Right place, right time, and Andy, they had a big defensive score that clinched their victory over Johnson in a game that they came from way back. They were down 24-7, I believe, in that game and came back to win it. And it was the defense.
Nothing says your defense can't score, right?
Yeah.
Take it when you can get it, man. That's called being opportunistic right there. And again, great job by the Brandeis defense getting it back after the turnover by the offense. Onside kick, nope.
Yeah, they're
fake.
They're backed up to the 25 because of the penalty. In fact, Johnson was shut out in that game in the second half, and it was 28-24 when that defensive score happened for Brandeis late in the fourth, and that sealed the victory over the Jaguars. Here's the kickoff, and this one angles towards the sideline, and it carries the return man Vasquez right out of bounds. That may have been better off letting that one go.
That was a great kick.
Well, Clark's got to shake that one off, Andy. They've only run one play. Let's take a look real quick again at their starters, if we can, and then we'll look at the Brandeis defense. But we didn't get to, do a whole lot with their offense. They ran one play and turned it over. There you see that. All right, Carmona, Hernandez, Huerta, Navarro, and Sofji up front. They've got to do a great job to allow Gertz some running room, and they've got to get the handoff first, though. Gertz in the pistol. He'll take the handoff, but he's swarmed in the backfield and dropped for a loss. As we look at that Brandeis defense, they are opportunistic. They're aggressive up front. They fly to the ball. Cohen, Madrigal, and McConnell, along with Zingelman up front. Bryson, Garcia, Ventura, the linebackers. Hall, Short, Voss, and Rodriguez in the secondary. Andy, this is one of the better defenses in San Antonio.
They play well together when they're fitting right. They're as good as any around, no doubt.
Moving a little closer is Metzger, about 3 yards behind center. He's going to throw. Sets up and fires, and this one is caught. And out to the 31-yard line where the reception is Bloomfield. That's close to a Cougar first down.
A tackle made that time by cornerback Trevor Short coming up, making the hit on that as we see Philip Metzger's numbers coming in. Again, he's only started one game. This is it right here. But he does have 2 touchdowns and 1 interception ratio, so he's getting thrown into the fire right here tonight for the Clark Cougars.
And like Nick Lee, the starter, he's a tall kid. As it's third down, and they give it to Gertz. He'll get the first down as he gets to the outside and runs out of bounds, or wrestled out of bounds, I should say, at the 44-yard line. Tackle there by Voss, but another nice run for Gertz. He's done it all season.
Andy, right quick, how important was that pass they just completed there? I know it was only for, about 7 yards, but what that does is that softens that defense just enough to allow Gertz to pick up yards.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a high percentage pass. They were playing off coverage over there. Start giving your quarterback some early confidence here going into this thing.
Pistol set now behind Metzger. He's going to throw again. Here comes the rush. He'll step up, roll right, and fire it on the run. Gets to his receiver, but they're going to say out of bounds, as it was caught, but out of bounds is Virelis.
Yeah, that was close right there. He was coming across on they played a little scissors route right there. Great job stepping up by Metzger, extending the play, giving himself a chance right there, and just a bit outside.
Yeah.
Great catch, though. That's a tough catch when you're on a full run like that sideways.
It was a heck of a throw, but was it just me, guys, or did he have some grass in front of him to run on?
Yeah, but he had a man open that he got the ball into his hands.
Yeah, I think he wasn't even thinking that. I think he was trying to get it to the crossing route as it cleared right there.
So it's 2nd and 10 at the 44. Gertz straight ahead. Look at this young man run. He's taken the whole pile with him to the Brandeis 41 with a first down.
That's good old blue collar, bring your lunch to work, hard rock mining football right here, folks. Coming up in there, lowering the shoulder pads. Come on, I'll take anybody on. Let's go. I'm going to take y'all for a ride right there. Great job falling forward.
Skelly, were you a lunch pail kind of guy growing up, or were you like a Wonder Woman lunchbox kind of guy?
I'll let you guess, Gabe.
And Star Wars lunchbox. Gertz straight ahead to the 35-yard line. Gain of 6. Good chunks of yards here on the ground for Clark.
Yeah, the offensive line for the Cougars starting to get a little lathered up right here. And I tell you what, why not? I keep feeding the beast. Make them stop it. And then you got play action off of it, too. So
impressed with Clark's offense right now. By the way, guys, thanks for asking. I was a Captain Kangaroo lunchbox guy, just so you know.
Gertz again. Oh, he gets hit hard, but he still kept the momentum forward just short of the first down.
Yeah, again, that's just they're pulling guys and leading. That was just a counter lead draw right there, straight ahead. 2 lead blockers getting up in there. And again, he's giving it, he's not taking it, and that's exciting to see if you're a running back and even an offensive line coach. When your running back's hitting like that, those bigs up front know they got work to do.
3rd down and 1, the Cougars on the move. And they'll give it to Gertz, and he'll split 2 defenders and fly forward for a first down. And that is already 7 carries, guys. And Gabe, is this one of those old school games where you give your main guy 25 or 30 carries?
It has to be. I mean, that's Clark's survivability in this game, Andy, is for Gertz just to control it from start to finish. You know, we didn't really talk much about takeaways or stealing possessions. Clark had a golden opportunity, and this should be their first drive right now. Had they not fumbled and had that scoop and score, so.
Well, they're still running the clock right here. They're shortening the game, and they just more of the same right here. I'd do it until they stop it.
Metzger, play action, going to throw it across the middle, has a man, but he overshoots him. Man, what a great play call as Bloomfield broke free up the seam.
Yeah, just a little bit overthrown right there. Take a shot on first down right here, and again, play action. Holds the linebackers just enough, and just a little bit overthrown right there by Metzger.
Tell you what, the Clark Cougars are taking some shots downfield with Metzger, because I think everyone in the stadium believes that it's going to be Gertz right, left, and up the middle, but they're trying to keep him honest. And now back to Gertz. Back to success on the ground.
I just do that. I mean, there's no reason not to do that right now, and just keep feeding the beast. Like I said, you could do it with the lead blocker like that. You could pull with backside guys like they've done before. Keep mixing it up so you give linebackers different looks right there. But, you know, Gertz, I think Gertz is up for the challenge, man. I was like, you know, hey, let's go. You know, give me the rock and let's go.
Well, they got 2 weeks to rest before the playoffs, but they have to win tonight to clinch their playoff berth.
And again, they're content, Gabe, with running that play clock all the way down, too. I promise you that.
Absolutely. Control the tempo, control the game, and give it to Big 2-4.
3rd down and 3. Metzger going to throw. Hit as he throws, but it's bobbled and dropped by Virelis. A little bit high, but still catchable. Now it's 4th down.
4 down territory right here.
You know, Clark's in such a weird spot. And I'm not talking about the field position, but in this game, because this is their last regular season game. Everybody else in the district plays next week. So even if they lose, they have to practice next week, because you may still get into the playoffs even if you do lose this game. So they want to be able to punch their ticket tonight to make a meaningful practice next week. 4th down. Sprint out for Metzger. Throw back, and wide open with the catch is Bloomfield, and he'll take it inside the 10 and down to the 2-yard line. John Bloomfield backside screen. Great play call by the Cougs.
I tell you, that's a press box call all the way right here. This is just a throwback screen right here. Let him through, let him through. Release the ball at your highest point as the quarterback. You got 2-on-1 out here on the corner. You see Brandeis flying in, trying to strip the ball, but gets the ball down to the 3-yard line as we got a Bronco down on the field right here.
Well, this is a good series, obviously, for the Clark Cougars after fumbling on their first possession. And not only on their first possession, their first play. And they've answered here, Gabe, with a beautiful drive to go inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and it's execution. It's throwing the football. It's keeping that Bronco defense soft. You would think, Andy, with a backup quarterback, these guys are going to crowd the box. But because you got a quarterback who's delivering some good balls, it softens that defense just enough to allow Gertz to do what he does.
Well, we have a timeout on the field, an injury timeout, so we'll go ahead and break it here. This is the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles and over 1,800 new vehicles in stock or in transit. Choose from cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. Every vehicle includes our low posted price and our no-hassle 72-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
Central Builders is an award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Their construction projects include large-scale remodels, expansions, and ground-up construction. Their comprehensive service offerings, along with dedication to quality workmanship, make them one of the top contractors in the city. Central Builders is a proud sponsor of Texas Sports Productions. Call Central Builders at their San Antonio office at 210-590-0235 or visit them online at centralbuilders.net.
Orange seams on the football. I bet that's a Brandeis football there, Skelly.
Absolutely it is. They got all these fancy footballs now. It has to be on the too. You have to look closely. Brandeis
that one's had a little work. All right, here we go, folks. After the injury timeout, is 1st and goal. Cougars at the 3, trying to tie this one up. Metzger will hand to Gertz, and Gertz going to keep his legs churning and get into the end zone, a 3-yard score.
Well, that's how you answer that right there. I tell you what, again, more of the same. Keep it rolling here as he's down a little bit. Who's that? Oh. The big boy down for Clark here.
Yeah, one of the bigs.
But again, looking at it right here, coming right at us.
Sofji, he's one of their better guys up front, too.
After contact, man, he just keeps his legs going.
Sofji actually grabbed a hold. I know you can push the guy into the end zone, but can you grab a hold of him and throw him in?
Absolutely.
It's a premature celebration is what it was.
It's the old,
knew he was going to get in.
The old rugby scrum, man.
He wanted to hug him.
Whatever it takes.
Did you guys ever play rugby?
I did, yeah.
Boy, y'all both answered. Were y'all on the same team?
Together.
Angelo State.
Did y'all both wear the little short shorts and the tank tops and the headbands and stuff like that? The leather helmets?
You know what I learned about rugby that was really weird for playing it? We played against the Marines out at a base there in San Angelo, and I didn't realize that rugby was a gentleman's sport. So I hauled off and teed off on guys, and they're looking at me like, "What are you doing?" Well, I'm tackling him. Well, you're supposed to wrap him up. You're not supposed to unload on him like that.
Physical flag football, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Anyway, I was an ungentlemanly gentleman sport type of guy.
You're a weird storyteller. Has anybody ever told you that?
Too often, brother. All right, extra point for Clark. Ties this game up 7 apiece. 2:17 to go in the first. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
On the field, we fight hard and smart.
It's about teamwork and strategy.
When an 18-wheeler or company vehicle wreck injury puts you on the sidelines,
Your next move could determine your future.
And you want to win.
Get a winning team, Wainwright. Don't wait. Call
888-8888.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
Go for the win.
Just call Wainwright.
Call Wainwright now. 888-8888. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
What an answer by the Clark Cougars. And they're playing like a team that has to win. 13 plays, 77 yards. And Gertz with a 3-yard run. And they had a 4th down stop on defense. And you just take away the silly turnover, and Clark may be leading this game. That was impressive.
You'll keep on keeping on if you're the Cougars. You got to keep playing. Defense got to make a stop right here. Try to steal possessions. Keep on keeping on. So far, so good for the Cougars.
Here's the kickoff. This time a little short of the last one, went into the end zone. This one fielded at the 9-yard line by Pettis, but he's tackled and tripped up just beyond the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Cougs. Yeah.
Nikos Varelis right there, 28. Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, he's probably a little upset he dropped that pass, so he made it up on special teams there at the 22-yard line. By the way, if Clark is able to beat Brandeis tonight, that will make 6 Northside ISD teams into the playoffs. Of course, 4 of them will make it in District 29. If Clark's able to win tonight, that will be 2 teams from this District 28 that make the playoffs as well from Northside. J.C. Evans brings out the Broncos with a tie ball game now, as he will hand it off to Coleman, and he's stacked up, and now they got a little rugby scrum going. Coleman never goes down, but they whistle it dead after a gain of 1.
Officials call forward progress, said the forward progress stopped there. You don't have to bring him down, and I'm one to let him play a little bit longer on that right there and see which, who wins. But
only because Gabe wants to hear another rugby score.
I do. I'm fascinated with y'all's rugby stories.
2nd down and 9. J.C. Evans looks over the defense, drops back to throw, and fires it complete. And that, let's go back. That wasn't a 4th down stop, but the interception that stopped the drive. But this time it's not an interception, a completion to Devin Moody to make it 3rd and 3. I had forgotten Brandeis actually had converted on the 4th down, but the interception followed. Big 3rd down here for the Broncos. 4-man front for Clark.
Both teams in no hurry, Andy, in this football game.
Safety's walking up a little bit here. I think they believe Coleman's going to get it. Nope, it's play action off Coleman. Evans will run it. It's going to be close, but
short.
I think it's a little short.
Again, he was being spied all the way right there by
I think he's a little short.
Yeah, he's going to be short, guys.
He didn't really sell the draw. If that was a draw, he didn't sell it very well.
I don't think it was. I think he just pulled it down, was trying to vacate. But Ben Gibson, number 90, comes in here for the Cougars, and again, able to get his paw on him right there, slowed him down just enough.
Well, guys, are they thinking about it?
Play like, hey, keys to victory, play like you're Brandeis. Get 1 yard. How hard is it? Get 1 yard.
And he's going to go under center. That indicates maybe a sneak, a hard count perhaps. Nope, it's going to be a sneak. And J.C. Evans, I'm not sure. He bounced it a little bit to the outside, but the Cougars were ready, Andy.
They're going to be short.
They submarined it.
They're going to be short. He got stymied from the get. He tried to get outside.
Yeah, that surge from that Clark defense, Andy, it knocked him back at least a yard.
Oh, they're going to give it. You're not going to measure that?
Wow.
Well, if you're, tell you what, if you're J.L. Geist, are you asking for a measurement here?
He probably could see it from where he's out on the field. These turf fields that are artificial like this are pretty square here. So
that's the end of the 1st quarter. We got a good one, 7-all. Clark and Brandeis. This is the High School Football Showcase, presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching, so you should do it because you know it's right.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles and over 1,800 new vehicles in stock or in transit. Choose from cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. Every vehicle includes our low posted price and our no-hassle 72-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
Welcome back to Ferris Stadium. Bobby Stotzenberg along with Andy Skelton being Claudius. Our entire TSP crew here for this Thursday night contest in true fall weather here. Mid to low 70s throughout this contest and the start of the second quarter. J.C. Evans just converted by inches a moment ago as he gives the ball off to Coleman. Coleman breaks the tackle. Coleman across the 40 and out to midfield.
Yeah, Coleman lowering his shoulder pads now, saying he could be a runner after contact right there. Again, you're not going to arm tackle the two running backs that are playing tonight, Gabe. You're going to have to wrap them up and hold on for dear life here.
How big was that fourth down conversion? That could have changed the absolute direction of this football game had Brandeis not gotten that.
Charlie Bruce has a lot of confidence in his guys, and they delivered, if not by just inches. First down, Broncos. Coleman again. He delivers the blow to the defender who falls back. It is a gain of 3.
And again, we're starting to see the physicality of the game up front on both sides for both teams here, and that's what you want to see in a ball game like this. The physicality of the running back, the physicality of the O-line up front. And again, it's all about hanging onto the football, being able to strip the football out, things like that.
Well, Coleman standing next to J.C. Evans in that picture looks small, but he's actually 5'10". J.C.'s just so tall. But he's a good size 5'10", 190 at running back. To bring that physicality, Evans will keep it after faking the jet sweep, and Evans stretches out for the first down.
Hey guys, I got one for you right now. I'm standing next to Christopher Luda Rodriguez. Remember him? Little running back for the Brandeis Broncos. Can you imagine him standing next to J.C. Evans? I mean, Luda here's maybe 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah,
maybe.
He was a dude, though.
Looked like Aaron Judge next to Altuve.
He played like he was about 7 foot. That's all I know.
He was a dude for the Broncos, absolutely.
That's one of my favorite baseball pictures of all time, Altuve standing next to Aaron Judge. And I think the little caption said, which one was the MVP? A couple of years ago. Coleman, man, what a hard run. And again, he finishes it trying to run through the defender, Jaden Douglas, who holds on for the tackle after a gain of 8.
Now they're starting to just get downhill against the Cougars. It's fun to watch on both sides. They're just going straight ahead at each other right there. And again, pick-and-pull collision coming in at the end of that. A little bit of a train wreck there. Just short of the first down, though.
Who created the collision? That's what I want to know, though, Andy.
Yeah, well, Coleman, for sure. 2nd and 2.
And both of these backs, I know we talked a lot about Gertz coming in. Similar styles, Andy, with both of these tailbacks, man. These guys do as good a job as falling forward and getting as many yards out of a carry as you're going to get in San Antonio.
2nd and 2. Evans swings it out to the right flat, and this is caught. And finishing it with a first down is Colita. Ethan Colita, 5'7", 150-pound junior, picks up the first down.
High percentage pass right there. Good job going and getting the first down. Don't waste any sideways movement right there. And Colita, that's only going to be his 4th reception of the year. Coming in, he only had 3 receptions for 18 yards. So
Coleman has missed some time this year, but still 771 yards rushing coming into this contest, a 5.1 yard average, and 9 TDs. First down and 10. Broncos trying to take the lead here. Coleman again, this time hit in the backfield. Guess who again, Andy? Our man, Diego Facundo, stops him at the line of scrimmage.
And again, they're triggering an action coming in also was
yeah, it looked like Espino, coming off the edge.
Was the initial contact on that, but
Facundo's always around the football.
Yeah, they were there together, but he did a good job coming lateral and getting there. No gain on that.
It's like a good Italian dish. See, that's some Facundo, right? Maybe? No? Little Parmesan cheese, Parmigiani?
Go back to rugby game.
All right, all right.
That you eat after the you'll eat it after the rugby game.
I want to know which those rugby team was named.
Coleman, Evans in trouble there and had to let it fly there, and he misfires. That one intended that for Moody.
Yeah, I think he had to get rid of that earlier than he really wanted to on that. And again, you know, Clark defense, including 36.
Not a real deep drop, though.
Facundo was right there. Johnny on the spot, put his head right on the hip of J.C. Evans when he released that pass.
Surprised he didn't drop a little more there. He kind of stood up right where he received the shotgun snap.
But don't think he didn't see 36 right there out of his peripheral vision, I promise. Get rid of that football in a hurry.
3rd down and 10 now. Broncos close to field goal range here. Will fire it across the middle and is caught by the tight end and all the way to the end zone with the touchdown. Great play by Clendenin. He's the tight end, H-back, do everything guy for the Broncos. He's done it for several seasons now, and that's a big play.
Yeah, they love that, man. That goes back to the Oscar Cardenas days of Brandeis right there. They're known for their tight ends, and they got Alex Wyatt and they got Rafe Clendenin. Both of them were 2 tight ends that time. He was lined up at a tight end position. A great job running down the seam and kind of like a wide dump from the old days.
The extra point is good, and it is now Brandeis back out in front, 14-7, 7:48 to go here in the second quarter of play. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
Have you been looking for a computer and electronics store that's right for you? Altex Computers and Electronics has been serving businesses and consumers for over 30 years. Altex has aisles and aisles of computer systems, laptops, network accessories, surveillance equipment, and thousands of cables and connectors. From computer upgrades and repair to complete system and network design and installation, Altex gives great customer service before and after the sale. Altex Computers and Electronics, your total technology store. Locations throughout Texas and altex.com.
Got to do 14 push-ups now, guys. Those were like military presses.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they're going to be busy tonight.
What do I got to do? Wait. I
12
just put my
plays
headset
and 79 yards. J.C. Evans to Rafe Clendenin for the 29-yard touchdown.
How about Andy calling it, man? This is tight end factory here in San Antonio. Andy, it's like they're all built the same. You look at Wyatt, they're all built the same, man. Big, physical kids who can block and catch passes.
That was a heck of a drive, guys. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Gave Clark a taste of their own medicine. Deep kick.
Bring it out.
Backing out from the one, and a good return here for the Cougars, and a big hit. Out to the 25-yard line. That return by Nikos Varelis. Cougar football, and it feels like it's technically their 3rd possession, but really it's kind of their 2nd possession, Andy, with 7:38 to go here in the second quarter.
They need to get back to it here as you see Varelis returning it. He's kind of their special team guy. He came down on a kickoff, made a tackle, returned it out to the 25 here from the end zone. And again, Gabe, if you're Clark, keep doing what you did on that last drive.
Absolutely. Do what you do, man. Give your running back the football. Give Gertz the ball. Give 24 the football and let him carry you.
Gertz straight ahead, bounces it, races to the sidelines, and has 15 yards out to the 40-yard line.
The physicalness of this kid, man. Again, it don't look like much, but he gets outside right here. Good job getting up in there by the big fullback, 99. That would be Jet Turner Velasquez. And then get off of me. Don't tiptoe through the tulips right here. He's gonna put the hit on you.
Tiptoe through the tulips. That's going to be my next tattoo right there, guys. Go on my right arm. Tiptoe through the tulips.
That's going to be your next karaoke song.
That's
Tiny Gabe. Gertz straight ahead. There's Tiny Tim, and then there's Tiny Gabe.
Wow.
Jonathan Williams on the tackle right there. 90 coming up in there. And again, 2-yard gain, though. Didn't look like much. Still gained 2, though.
That is a disturbing image. Me playing the ukulele. Yeah, dancing with the tulips.
Y'all are showing y'all's age.
I know, right?
My goodness
Tiptoeing
gracious.
through the tulips.
Oh, man. Google it, kids. Tiny Tim. 2nd and 8. Gertz explodes through the hole and then bounces off the defender. That last bounce may have got him close to a first down.
I thought the bounce got him the first down if they mark it because he didn't go on the ground. He bounced off the defender here. Let's take a look. Again, smash mouth football at the point of contact.
See, he's not down. Yep. That's a pretty good spot.
Pretty good spot, yeah.
What do you do here, Andy?
More of the same. And I tell you,
pull out the ukulele.
Hey, Jet Turner Velasquez, number 99. There you see him at the fullback. He's doing some work in there now. I promise you, he's making holes right here. Wherever he's going, that's where the ball's going.
Oh, man, they run blitzed right into it. Everybody crowded the line. They ran through, and they stopped Clark for a loss. And then now it'll be 4th down, and J.L. Geist has a decision to make here, Coach Skelly.
Go for it.
I agree, man. I don't think there's much of a decision here.
And they're keying on where 99 is in the backfield. That's fine. You got play action off of that, too. They can't do it all. You can't play the run and you can't play the pass if you're a linebacker. You got to decide which one you're taking away.
Well, Clark, kind of a semi-do-or-die game. They've got to win this one to ensure a playoff spot, and they're going to go for it. And it's Gertz on the sweep. He'll get to the edge and a first down, and he tight ropes it to the Brandeis 46.
All night long.
He's got really good speed,
I want you to see,
guys.
Hey, I want you to see the work up front, the offensive line doing here on the left side. Look at the white jerseys covering up the blue jerseys right there.
Body
Sealing off the edge, man. I tell you what, number 8, John Bloomfield sealed that off, allowed Gertz to get the edge on that. So give him credit. John Bloomfield, number 8, great job right there, freeing up the edge.
Big 99, too. Jet Turner Velasquez out in front as well. Now, Gertz is blown up. Yeah, we were kind of talking, guys, during the break about we're expecting Brandeis to really load up and start shooting guys through to stop the run, sell out to stop the run.
That's what you're going to have to do right there. And again, you're going to keep doing that, but it's one of those deals, slant the front, pinch, whatever you got to do to get through there. Jonathan Williams, great job, 6'4", 256. That's a big kid right there coming in there making a heck of a play, a tackle for a loss right there.
That's why throwing the football, Andy, even if you just do it in moderation, they don't have to do it a lot. They just got to do enough to keep that defense in front, those linebackers just kind of at bay a little bit.
2nd and 12 now. Metzger will give it to Gertz anyways, or just keep giving it to him. And Gertz breaks a tackle and falls forward to the 25-yard line.
He will have 40 carries for 300 yards at this pace, guys.
Can I retract my last statement? Is that a possibility?
He just sees the hole, man. He had a two-way go right there. He cut it out the backside A-gap and just straight ahead, like you like to say, Bobby, down Main Street right there.
Well, there's going to be some play action off of this at some point.
Oh, there will be. There will be. That's what's the beauty of it. If you're working like you are up front and your fullback and your outside guys are doing the things, being unselfish, and letting the guy that, you're going to dance with who brung you, so to speak, right here. And so far, 24 is getting it done.
16 carries, 97 yards already for Gertz. And now Metzger's going to throw, going to fire it up for grabs. And it's tipped, and somehow Varela's got his hands on it, but it's knocked away there. It was tightly defended there by Justice Green.
I think the ball got to him.
Yeah, I think, look at the replay. It's coming right at us right here. Kind of mistimed the jump just a little bit, maybe.
And Justice punched it out, too.
Yeah,
Justice
they got there
Green.
about the same time, so great play right there.
Varela's had his hands on it, and Justice just reaches underneath and punches it loose.
All right, back to, here comes 24.
And there he goes. Gertz gets a block. Good job by the defender getting off the block, limiting that to a gain of 4.
Again, that doesn't look like much. That's still a 4-yard gain falling forward. And
Ryan Rodriguez makes that tackle, and he was being blocked at the point of attack there.
2 plays to get 6 yards, guys. That's the goal.
At 2 plus 4 is 6, right?
2, yeah, exactly. Something like that.
Give it to 2-4 again. 17 carries already.
Why are you making us use math, Bob? Come on, man.
I'm trying to keep it simple for you, man. 3rd and 6. Throw back again. This time it's covered. Wow. They went back to the play that was big on their first scoring drive, but Duron Hall recognized it right away and blows it up.
Yeah, and he wasn't fooled on this one. Tried to run the same. Asking a big guy to get out there and block a little guy that's a little quicker, that's kind of tough. And when you have 2 7s on your jersey, Gabe, you're 77 instead of 7, you're going to be probably a little bit slower getting there, but
just a smidge.
Good job by
last
Hall
time Bloomfield was able to get big yardage on that exact same play, and now it's a throwing down for Philip Metzger, the junior quarterback who is in for the injured starter Nick Lee, and Clark's going to think about it. With 2:32 to go in the first half. 14-7 Brandeis. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
North Park Lexus of San Antonio has earned Elite of Lexus status for 27 consecutive years. And North Park Lexus of Dominion has earned Elite status every year since opening in 2016. Visit either North Park Lexus location this winter and test drive the all-new 2023 Lexus RX with its all-new redesigned sleeker exterior and more powerful stance. Available this winter at either North Park Lexus location. Proud supporters of high school athletics.
2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets are now on sale.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go, baby.
Reserve your tickets for the original professional football team in San Antonio, the Gunslingers. It's fast-paced, high-flying, over-the-wall professional football. Plus non-stop entertainment. Affordable family fun is what the San Antonio Gunslingers are all about. To get the best seats and prices, reserve your 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets now.
14-7, Brandeis leading Clark. Welcome you back to Ferris. After a timeout, the Cougars are going to go for it on 4th and 10.
Why not?
And now Charlie Bruce said, okay, this is how they're going to line up, so let's think about this. And Andy, with the, you got to let Philip Metzger do his thing at quarterback. Obviously, Chris Gertz is a great option, but on 4th and 10, they're likely going to throw the football.
Or not. I think it's one of those deals you got as an offensive coordinator, you're not just sitting there guessing, you're not just throwing the dice, so to speak. You're taking calculated risk, and I think there's something that they have in mind, probably play action more than likely, something to get a dragging route coming across and things like that, alleviate backside pressure from your quarterback, get him on the move, something like that. Typically in a situation like this, you're down inside your own 30-yard line here, so worst case scenario, the ball goes over on downs and it plays like a punt in terms of the field position for Brandeis taking over the football. So again, right now I think it comes down to the guys up front getting it done and giving your quarterback options if that's what they choose to do.
Figure out a way to get it to 24. Line him up in the slot. Do something creative. He's your playmaker, Andy. He is the guy that if you're going to win this football game, it's going to be on his shoulders.
They're going to go wing right formation right here, heavy to the right with him that way. So let's see.
And they'll add a body there as they come in motion that way. Sprint out here for Metzger, and he fires it and is caught. That's going to be really close. The ball, the body was at the 15, but the ball was.
I think he's got it.
That was Michael Vasquez with the catch. Bins on the spot.
So did you like my analysis before the play? I said roll him out, get rid of the backside pressure.
Watch this.
Run a stick
he's
route.
Down, and the football's in front of him.
Yeah, that's going to be close here.
Oh no, he didn't get it. Looks like they marked it back a hair.
Well, that's actually a good spot that his referee Tom McAfee
needed to run that route one more yard.
Yeah, he was on his knees were down at the 15, but the ball was at the 16.
Yeah, I like the play call though. Sprint out, give your quarterback a chance right here. Good ball.
Right where the knee. See where the ball's at.
That's an excellent job, guys, of these guys talking it out because the original spot was right at the first down marker.
That is a big stop by Brandeis.
Well,
now,
again, like I said, Bobby, worst case scenario, Brandeis is starting at the 15. So risk versus reward, all that good stuff plays into this here.
a big-time future star is in the game now. Is that the freshman running back, Hatton? It's the handoff. And
Evans kept it.
J.C. Evans on the carry,
right,
stopped by Diego Alexander.
Excuse me, I'm watching 26. That is, keep an eye on number 26, folks.
4 yards to go.
Jonathan Hatton.
True freshman.
A freshman with blazing speed. Andy, we saw him, even though it was a bad offensive night for Brandeis against Brennan, we saw him run away from the Broncos. This young man has great speed.
True freshman.
He's in the game now.
Playing middle school ball last year.
Yeah. And now a timeout by Brandeis. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Guys, we have a full schedule of games here on Texas Sports Productions and BGC. This is just night 1 of 3, week 10 of the high school football season. We got McCollum and Brack and Tivy and Vets going on right now. And then tomorrow, Mark has to go out to Houston to see Central Catholic take on the Village. Lee Johnson, Holmes Brennan, Jay Taft, Lanier, Alamo Heights, Sam Houston Highlands. Andy, you'll be at Bernie Somerset. That's going to be that's for the district title over there. East Central Clemens, Steele and Judson, always one of the great rivalry games in San Antonio. And then Wagner and Seguin, that's another really big one. Seguin, guys, is still undefeated in district.
I'll tell you what.
No, they lost to Canyon last week.
That's
didn't
right.
they?
You're right, Gabe.
Yeah.
You're right. They both won loss.
When if you haven't seen Wagner, that
They
offense
good.
and their defense, they're coming on at the right time of the season. Coach Jason Starron doing a heck of a job over there, getting those guys playing right this time of season.
Andy, am I wrong, or do they not have a plethora of athletes on that football team?
Plethora,
For sure.
indeed.
For sure. Big wordness. 2 timeouts used now by Brandeis. They're down to 1. Evans looks to his right, pumps, runs, close to a first down.
Yeah, going to be a little short probably here. Let's see.
Gabe, I think the JC is shaking up.
Stand down, yeah.
He got hit on that last carry when we were talking about the freshman out there, and this time he stayed down.
Timeout on the field. This is the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
Welcome back. 1:26 to go. JC, he's got to come out of play unless they take a timeout. Am I correct?
Yep, that was an injury timeout. That was not a coach's timeout, so he's got to sit a play unless they call a timeout. So, yeah, they have Matthew Morin in the game, number 17.
And he has some playing time this year for the Broncos. He also has the talented freshman running back, Jonathan Hatton, behind him in the pistol. 3rd down and 1. Whoop, that was a weird snap and a penalty. That may change the situation here.
Illegal snap. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Wait on the referee to blow it live.
Does he still need to sit out of play, Andy? Because he's going back in.
Yeah, he can go now.
Well, that's one way to get him back in, not the way you really want to.
About 5
Well,
yards.
the referees are saying he can't go back in.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's dead ball. Dead ball. You're right. That was a hey. You ain't cheating. You ain't trying.
Yeah, hey, might as well, right? I mean, I'm singing.
Nothing wrong with that. Make them tell you.
I'm singing Tiny
Hey,
Tim
try to play.
at,
Try to play with 12 players too.
at karaoke later tonight. So let's take a chance. Let's roll the dice. Let's go.
I brought the ukulele. It's
Nice.
It's in the back seat.
Scully's gonna play the harmonica. It's gonna be the duo of a lifetime.
It's still going to be Marine at quarterback, and he's going to throw his first play. Now he's going to run, and he's going to get a first down. How about that? Matthew Marine comes in and picks up a first down for Brandeis.
Well, they had number 6 out here. They had Jaden Pettis out here, but he decided to pull it down. He saw green grass right here.
Another
Flag
flag.
down. Hang tight.
What'd you do, Gabe?
I don't know. I think you heard me singing.
Referee Tom McAfee will give us the indication.
The result of the play was a first down. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, offense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they got the first down, but they backed up 15.
Charlie Bruce cannot be happy with that one. The crew tonight from the Texas Association of Sports Officials, Tom McAfee, the referee, Joe Cabaruvias, the umpire, Mark Gomez, the line judge, Robert Moreno, the head linesman, Eric Schmidt, the back judge, and the field judge, Sean Anderson, the side judge, will be Brett Reese.
Will be Brandeis possession.
Andy, that's going to drive a coach crazy.
Oh, yeah, it already has. And that, you'll age before your time because of that.
Under a minute now, the clock moving. J.C. Evans back into the game. And he will hand the ball off. Not much there. And it looks like after picking up a first down, and that was the freshman Hatton with the carry, they're probably going to just wrap it up here and not try to get a drive going. And that's because of the penalty.
Well, and again, you want to just get out of here and get to the house, so to speak, and regroup.
They have to run one more play, but they're going to take their time doing it. Gabe will be with Coach Charlie Bruce to get his thoughts before the halftime begins. Evans turns, well, it's play action. He turned the opposite way of the running back, and he'll throw this one away with 1 second on the clock, and it goes to zeros. And that ends the first half with Brandeis leading at 14-7.
At the end of the first half, your score.
A lot of ball control offense from both teams, and the turnover being the difference as we go to Gabe Farias.
Coach, we knew this was going to be a knockdown throwout contest. What do you guys need to do to finish this thing up and head to the Reagan game next week?
We just got to finish drives and make stops.
All right, Coach, best of luck second half.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right, Coach Charlie Bruce, succinct.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. 14-7, his team leads the Clark Cougars. We'll be back with our halftime show, including performances from the bands and also our Player of the Week presentation as well. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
Central Builders is an award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Their construction projects include large-scale remodels, expansions, and ground-up construction. Their comprehensive service offerings, along with dedication to quality workmanship, make them one of the top contractors in the city. Central Builders is a proud sponsor of Texas Sports Productions. Call Central Builders at their San Antonio office at 210-590-0235 or visit them online at centralbuilders.net.
Have you been looking for a computer and electronics store that's right for you? Altex Computers and Electronics has been serving businesses and consumers for over 30 years. Altex has aisles and aisles of computer systems, laptops, network accessories, surveillance equipment, and thousands of cables and connectors. From computer upgrades and repair to complete system and network design and installation, Altex gives great customer service before and after the sale. Altex Computers and Electronics, your total technology store. Locations throughout Texas and altex.com.
Hello, football fans. I'm Taylor Ahrens with TexasHighSchoolFootball.com. From game previews, recaps, live scores, and all the latest news, TexasHighSchoolFootball.com is your home for all things Texas high school football. And to dive even deeper into the huddle, subscribe to the Texas High School Football Podcast for interviews with people who make Texas high school football the sport we love.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
Welcome back there. You see the dad participation here in the dance team with the Clark Cougars on the field right now. As we will take a listen in and catch some of this halftime show as they face the other way. Those dads out there, Skelly, and they know our camera guy's walking in front of Rafael Avila, so they know not only am I being watched by the Clark Cougar fans on the opposite side, I'm also being live on television.
They're going to be sore tomorrow, so
that's going to be
doing the high kick.
All right, it's 14-7 here, Andy. We've got a good game here going, and really the difference in the game is the turnover, the scoop six by Dylan Cowan on Clark's first play. You take that away, we're looking at a 7-7 tie.
Yeah, and it's an evenly matched ball game all the way down to the wire there. Again, a couple penalties late in the half for Brandeis, but again, you know, they cleaned that up. We got an evenly matched ball game here, and again, Clark playing for their lives here, so that makes them a very dangerous football team.
Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers here in the first half and see if they bear out what we talk about. 14-7 is the score. There it is. All right, 134. Yeah, you're right, Andy. Almost even Steven there, as 149 yards for Brandeis, 134 for Clark. The turnover battle, the difference is the turnover that Brandeis got led directly to a score, but both teams doing a good job of controlling the ball on the offensive side. I mean, it was a really well-played first half, and Clark would just like to have their first play over again, and we might have a different game.
Well, you can't play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game. These coaches know that. They're going to get out there and keep doing what they do well. That 101-yard rushing for Clark is all Chris Gertz on 17 carries. So he's on pace to have 30 carries for this ball game and be an old-school type of running back where you just feed the guy all night long until he can't go anymore, But, and again, you got a backup quarterback in there doing a heck of a job keeping him in this thing. And it's one of those deals that it's going to come down to maybe the last possession or two of this ball game. So you got to keep pedaling, and might even come down to the kicking game. Who's got a better field goal kicker, things like that here at the end of this thing. So evenly matched. I mean, you look at the stats right here. It says what it is, and time of possession a little bit on the Brandeis side, but they killed the last 2 minutes on that penalty fest that they had there at the end of the half. So evenly matched all the way down except for the score.
All right, 14-7. The Brandeis Broncos lead the Clark Cougars. Clark hoping to fight another day. They'll know tonight if they win that they will, and if they lose, they'll have to sit and wait and practice a week without knowing. That's what's at stake here tonight for the Clark Cougars, and for Brandeis, trying to have an undefeated district showdown next week for the championship against the Reagan Rattlers. 14-7, Broncos lead the Cougars at the break. And as we come back, when we return, we're going to have our John Wayne Service Company Player of the Week presentation. But first, this time out, this is the High School Football Showcase, presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles and over 1,800 new vehicles in stock or in transit. Choose from cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. Every vehicle includes our low posted price and our no-hassle 72-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
Northside Middle Schools prepare your student for the future in high school, college, and their career. It's where students find their passion in the arts and through sports. They explore languages, discover robots, and build solar cars. We challenge students through studies inside and outside the classroom and set them on the lifelong path of learning and success. Explore opportunity in Northside.
North Park Lexus of San Antonio and North Park Lexus at Dominion have over 350 used cars in stock, plus over 100 L-certified vehicles available. Each L-certified vehicle receives a comprehensive 161-point inspection and is backed with an industry-best unlimited mileage warranty, roadside assistance, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit either North Park Lexus location to select one for your high school student or graduate. North Park Lexus, proud supporters of high school athletics.
We're here at Brendan High School, home of the Bears, still undefeated in district play after their win over Sotomayor last week. We have Nico Thomas from the San Antonio Gunslingers here to present this week's John Wayne Service Company Player of the Week, receiver Aaron Dubose.
I made a couple of plays, which 2 was touchdowns and 1 was long catch. But actually, just like throughout practice and stuff, we just practice the route running and then, you know, repping it through each week. And then the game, it just comes easy.
Aaron's one of the, nicest kids on the team. He's always working hard, always trying to get better. He's very humble and everything. So I'm really excited for Aaron to kind of get this opportunity because, like you said, Ashton's won a ton of awards and probably could win this one as well. But again, Aaron's very deserving, and I'm excited for him and his opportunity.
Well, our team goal is to do better than we did last year, which is 4th round. And our goal is state, which no matter who we have to play, who we have to beat, our goal is state. And I think we can reach that this year.
Sometimes you got to put a little fear into the guys, and you can tell them all you want, but sometimes you got to get out there and experience it. And again, felt like we didn't play our best, against Steele, and that's not to take anything away from them. At the end of the day, they won, and they deserve the credit for that. And then, the Warren game was a little bit of a wake-up call because sometimes, when you're successful, you have a tendency, complacency is the worst thing that can happen. And the minute you become complacent, especially against a good team like Warren, they're going to surprise you. And if we learn from that and use that as motivation the rest of the way, which hopefully we will, then hopefully that means we'll be on top of our game the rest of the way. And like I said, we're really good when we're on top of our game.
The relationship with my brother is great. He's my twin brother. So, we've been playing with each other so young to where, we kind of know each other's game already. So when I break out of a route or whatever, or he give me a look before the play snaps, we just know the ball's coming to me or whatever. And that's what makes it really, really easier playing with a twin.
And the snap now to Dubose, and he steps up. He's gonna throw. He's got a man wide open.
Oh my goodness. Aaron DuBose, his brother, the wide receiver, taking it to the end zone after the pass. That's a touchdown for the Bears.
We're obviously extremely grateful for what John Wayne has done. And I know it sounds cliche in terms of highlighting the kids. And there's not enough of this that goes on. So I'm really excited that John Wayne does it. You know, the kids get fired up about the shirts. They get the little plaques. They get the hats. And it's just a great personal touch that John Wayne gives to each one of these kids that gets voting. And you know, it draws the community in. It's always exciting, to get some of the spoils and have a, exciting moment and kind of sit back and really relish the opportunity that winning an award gives you in the middle of the season. It just makes it special for every kid that's won it at every school. And we're certainly appreciative, as I'm sure every school is. Really good deal all the way around, and we're super appreciative of John Wayne.
Hey, man, you played a great game. I see a lot of things that you're doing right now that could take you to the next level of playing college ball. Just remember, man, someone's always watching. Make sure you're doing stuff in the classroom. And when no one's watching, make sure you put in that hard work and grind so that you can make it to where you aspire to be at. But good game. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. I just want to thank everybody who voted for me in the Brandeis community, my parents, my friends, my family. And without y'all, I wouldn't be here, so thank y'all for voting for me.
So once again, Aaron DuBose is our John Wayne Service Company Player of the Week. We thank Nico Thomas from the San Antonio Gunslingers for being here to present this award, and we invite you, the viewer, to vote for this great contest, the Player of the Week, beginning on Sunday, and each and every one of our broadcasts on BGC and MeTV. You can also vote for the John Wayne Player of the Game. If you select the same player as us, you win 2 tickets to see the San Antonio Gunslingers Arena Football, and also a chance to win a $10,000 home makeover just by participating.
Have you been looking for a computer and electronics store that's right for you? Altex Computers and Electronics has been serving businesses and consumers for over 30 years. Altex has aisles and aisles of computer systems, laptops, network accessories, surveillance equipment, and thousands of cables and connectors. From computer upgrades and repair to complete system and network design and installation, Altex gives great customer service before and after the sale. Altex Computers and Electronics, your total technology store. Locations throughout Texas and ALTEX.com.
I'm Oscar Cardenas. In football, we fight hard to make it happen. That's what makes us winners.
18-wheeler or company vehicle wreck injury put you on the sidelines?
Get a winner to fight for you. A lawyer with grit and determination who will not stop until you get justice and all the money you deserve. And that's Wainwright Injury Lawyers, so don't wait, call 8.
Call Wainwright Injury Lawyers, 888-8888 now.
Want to win? You know who to call. That's right, Wainwright.
Respect, justice, demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles and over 1,800 new vehicles in stock or in transit. Choose from cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. Every vehicle includes our low posted price and our no-hassle 72-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching. So you should do it because you know it's right.
Back as you see the home team, Brandeis Broncos, just down the way here from Brandeis High School, a very close facility for them and a real home field for them here at Fair Stadium. And right now the Broncos lead the Clark Cougars 14-7. Let's take a quick look at the first half highlights. It was the defense that got them on the board first. Dylan Cowan, right in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot, scoop and score right off the bat, get this thing started.
7-zip, but Clark answers with a 4-minute and 45-second drive, 13 plays and 77-yard. And guess who gets the touchdown?
Yeah, 24 heavy dose of Gertz all the way around right here, and why not when a kid runs the ball like this, big, tough, physical run getting in the end zone.
That makes it 7-7 after 12 plays, 79 yards, though later J.C. Evans finds Rafe Clendenin for the touchdown.
Yeah, textbook tight end dump pass right there, great looking catch and reception for the touchdown. by J.C. Evans.
That gave the Broncos the lead, and they have that same 14-7 lead right now here at the break, as we will now go to the field. They've got them spread out all over the field for the halftime performance from the Brandeis High School Band. And they've even got the reel-to-reel. Kids, we used to watch film on those things. Let's go to the field, listen and watch the Brandeis High School Band. Brandeis High School Band, along with a plethora, Andy, of guests out there with them, including the dance team, drill team, and they're holding those big reels. Boys and girls, Andy and I used to watch film, high school football film on those reel-to-reel. Does anyone under 20 even, or under 30 even understand what those are? A reel? They put film in there. And what did you guys have to do you had to go to a certain place to get it developed?
All the football film and all the coaches would take it down. It was always the young coach's responsibility to go down there and sit to about 3, 4 in the morning and get it. If you're an old coach, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nowadays it's all digital, and all these young coaches, they got it made, man. They don't have to go trade film anywhere. It's all traded digitally, and man, those were the days. Reel of Suspense is the title of their show here, Bobby.
All right. Well, we're going to check it out a little bit more. Let's watch a little bit more of this halftime show. And you're watching right now the Brandeis High School Band. Brandeis leading Clark 14-7 at the break. They got the purple unis out now. Let's go take a peek in and listen in to the Brandeis Band. Brandeis High School Band, an outstanding halftime performance here at Ferris Stadium. Brandeis 14, Clark 7 at the break. Andy and I will go over halftime adjustments, and Gabe Padillas will also catch up with Coach J.L. Geist of the Clark Cougars when we return to Ferris Stadium in a moment. This is the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
In Northside, our mission is to help every child succeed. That's why we want our students here every day so they can build relationships, discover their passions, and find opportunities. We know regular school attendance is one of the best ways to make sure students succeed in school and in the future. Help us make every school day count. Explore opportunity in Northside.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles and over 1,800 new vehicles in stock or in transit. Choose from cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. Every vehicle includes our low posted price and our no-hassle 72-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
Hi, guys. I'm here with Coach Geist here as we come out of the locker room. Coach, this is playoff football for you guys. What was the message to your team in that locker room?
We just went through our regular halftime, talking about things that we need to do, talking about things that we need to make sure we're doing right. It's about us just playing hard one play at a time. We're going to limit mistakes, go out and play and execute.
All right, Coach, best of luck second half.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Here to Ferris Stadium, you see the Brandeis Band still on the field here for the final moments of their show. Bobby Stotzenberg along with Andy Skelton. And Andy, Coach Geist kept it simple there. He's not maybe overemphasizing how important this is to the team, because I think they know that they don't really need it. That doesn't need to be said even. We got to win this game. So he's focusing on the how versus the pressure of doing it.
Well, it's just control what's in your control as a player. There's no extra pressure on the fact that you always want to make sure that you're eliminating mistakes, you're not turning the ball over, you're limiting the unforced errors and things like that, and do what you do. More of 24 on offense.
Yeah.
Get this thing going, get him cranking. They got to steal a possession back. That first scoop and score, unfortunate as it was, that flipped the script a little bit, but they got it back, and now they got to go and steal a possession now to come back get on top of this thing. Because Brandeis will get the ball here to start the second half. So,
and if you're Brandeis, I mean, really, it seems to me that one of the keys is, I think whichever team actually throws the ball a little bit better in the second half, because it's clear that both teams were able to run the ball effectively in the first half. That's going to be a tougher deal, I believe, in the second half with the defensive adjustments coming.
Well, and again, the pressure, you got to be able to block that up front, too, when you're doing the things. But if you got play action, pass in your repertoire and things like that, that's going to help you. And it's starting to drizzle a little bit out here, too. So that passing game, again, now that's a whole nother dimension. Did you bring footballs that you had prepped for rain, which I know both these coaches, they did. But it's going to be one of those deals. That's another factor. So, again, it's an even level playing field with that regards. Who's going to come out and make the least mistakes? You got to steal a possession back, and you got to play 4 quarters.
All right, let's go back to the field here at Ferris Stadium as we get set for the second half. The rain coming down, as we said. There's our positioning, and the Cougars ready to come through the Cougar blow-up.
And I tell you, these
Looks like it's
these blow up
does it
run
need a
throughs
little
are cool
air
nowadays, man.
Does that one need a little air? Do you?
Yeah, it looks like it's just like I can hear. You gotta hear it. Like the Cougar's facing down, man. There we go.
Oh man, it's going flat.
Those things are expensive too. Don't tear it.
That's Gabe. Did you poke a hole in that thing?
I don't know. I stepped on it accidentally and it started going. Kind of like I do when I wheeze.
Oh man. Oh, from Tiny Tim to whatever that was.
That actually hurt my sternum there. I got to regroup, man. That hurt my sternum. That hurt my belly.
That was a well-earned injury. Gabe, you see anything in particular in this second half that you for either team?
I agree with Andy. I'm walking out here, and this turf, Andy, it's funny how just a light rain will slick this thing up. I think the team that can effectively throw the football here in the second half that can just soften those defenses up just a little bit, I think is going to come out and win this thing.
It's definitely going to help the two-pronged attack by either offense, but I'm still thinking that when it's all said and done, it's going to be what happens up front.
Yep.
In the trenches, who's going to control that? And again, the unforced errors, the silly penalties, all that's got to be, but even though it's 14-7, this is an even ball game in my opinion, minus the score. But like I said, that first possession by Clark, aside that one play, scoop and score, this is a tied ball game here. So
Andy, weird question here. I know you talked about footballs and the need to bring footballs that you can throw in that are wet. What about your footwear? I mean, does your footwear change? Because again, coming out here, man, it's slick here on the field.
Nah, not on these artificial fields. These artificial fields, they're high dollar, man. They got drainage systems underneath them. They actually play pretty good in the rain. My experience is one of those deals that you play with what you play in. It's not like having to worry about putting on the old mudders back in the day on the grass fields when they get all soggy and things like that. But
were you a mudder?
I was actually a mudder, yes.
Yeah.
I was not a thoroughbred speedster by any means. I was more of the mule.
My father was a mudder when he played football, yeah.
And Mutter was a mutter?
My mudder was not a mudder. My father was a mudder. I was a mudder.
Hey, folks, Google Seinfeld now.
Yeah, there you go. Good one. Yes. Just a plethora of useless information is what I bring to the game.
All right, guys, the Brandeis Broncos going to kick it off again. Brandeis, winners of 6 straight all-district games, 6-0 in district play, 7-1 overall. Their only loss was to Brennan in a non-district contest. As we have a little delay here before the second half, everybody's standing around. And now ready to go as it will be Michael Vasquez and Nikos Varelis as the return man for the Clark Cougars.
Just one thing to note, Andy, that was a 40-minute halftime. That was a long halftime show.
I'm not going to say anything.
Well, got to stay warm and loosened up.
40 minutes for both sides, so here we go. And again, Connor Hyatt, the kicker for Brandeis, is a talented kicker in his own right as they fake the onside kick again here.
Boy, Taft does that all the time.
You got to prepare for it, man. I tell you, and the kicking coach, Brian Mayer, does a heck of a job over there at Brandeis with his kickers here.
They will pooch it up and backpedaling with a fair catch at the 40-yard line. Good field position here for Clark. They gave up a lot of field position on that short kick as Diego Facundo makes the reception. And now this is root hog or die for that offensive line for the Clark Cougars. You got your work cut out for you, but you got a running back behind you that can make a big play.
Oh, yeah.
If you can make the block.
You got that cat right there. The sky's the limit for Eddie Sofji, Jacob Navarro, Fernando Huerta, Adam Hernandez, and Christian Carmona, the offensive line for the Clark Cougars.
Gertz breaks the first one through the left side and runs it forward to the 46-yard line. 6-yard gain on the first play of the second half.
Winning first downs, Gabriel. That's what we always talk about.
Absolutely, on both sides. And when you got 2-4, man, that gives you an advantage when you're trying to win on first down.
Gertz again with 17 carries, 101 yards in the first half.
Just so you know, this mist is picking up here on the field.
Yeah, a little bit beyond just a miss now as Gertz is blown up this time He is met in the hole by big 90, Jonathan Williams, 6'4", 256.
And Williams wasn't even listed as a starter on the 2 deep for Brandeis. Looking at it right here, Bobby, and he's in for Robbie Madrigal, 92. Unless 92's in the ball game, he's not. That's who he's in for, and we've called his name already a couple times tonight. That defensive line playing the nose tackle position for the Brandeis Broncos here. Big third down for Clark here.
Well, you feel bad for the fans with the rain, but dadgummit, we need the rain here in San Antonio, so there's that also. 3rd down and 6.
No, we don't.
At least right at this moment. Metzger scrambles. Still scrambling. Laid out as he lets this one fly, and it is caught down at the 23-yard line. Was he in or out?
No, he dropped it. He didn't catch it.
And they said it was out also. He took a shot, man. Philip Metzger, way to sit in there trying to get it off, make a play.
You know how I know he missed the football? Because I'm holding it right now.
Give it back.
I've stuck it in my jacket. I wonder if they'll notice it's gone.
Well, get used to it, fans. Tomorrow, I believe there's a 100% chance of rain for much of the day. So we may have some wet football this weekend in San Antonio.
But you can stay dry and watch it on the BGC app. So.
There's that.
There's
too.
advertising for you.
Low line drive punt that's going to be pretty effective here. And it will roll down at the 21-yard line.
Well, just like that, Brandeis holds right here.
So do I just hold this thing or what? I'm literally holding the football right now.
You got to keep it dry.
Is that my job?
Yeah, put it underneath your...
I think they're going to think I'm stealing it. I don't want to do that.
The guy with the microphone, go get him.
Yeah.
They're going to tackle you.
I don't want to be on the...
Hey, there's the guy with the towels right there. Give it to him.
Is that... Where's he at?
To your right. Straight ahead. Keep walking.
First down, Brandeis. First possession for the Broncos, leading at 14-7. J.C. Evans hands to Coleman. Coleman breaks one.
Tough one.
And almost broke a second. He gains about 5.
Yeah, finally wrangled up by Diego Alexander, number 4, holding on for dear life right there. Coleman was about to break another tackle and head down the middle of the field there. Picks up 5.
You know, the difference with this rushing game is that you kind of have the 1-2 punch with Brandeis with Coleman, the running back, and Evans, the quarterback.
Yep, absolutely. That's the difference. You got a 2-headed monster versus a 1-headed monster, and the Clark Cougars running attack.
2nd down and 5 at the 26. H-back to the left now. And it's JC keeping it going left, and Evans picks up a Bronco first down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, they're using Alex Wyatt, number 94, right now, tight end, but now he's playing the fullback, H-back. You know, the H-back technically is the guy that's off the line of scrimmage that could end up at the position where a tight end would be, whereas where a tight end is going to be on the line of scrimmage. But 94, he does a great job, as well as Clendon and number 87. They do a great job busting it up in there. Now he's lined up at tight end.
First down, Broncos. Coleman again. Man, he's breaking tackles, but not that last one.
Yeah, they strung it out.
Good tackle there by Espino.
Yeah, the first contact is going to be Kedrian Mack, linebacker. Gets first contact enough to kind of slow him down just enough to let Espino come in and clean him up for a no gain there. And again, defense now for Clark, man. They need a big stop right here to get the ball back for their offense.
Or a takeaway.
Or a takeaway.
2-back set now, both in front of J.C. Evans, who hands it to Coleman, going right with it. Coleman always runs hard. That's a gain of about 6 more.
Yeah, he's a hammer right there. And again, always falling forward. That's a key of a great running back, a sign of a great running back. He's not getting stood up or spun sideways, and he's able to fall forward there to pick up an extra couple after contact.
Big third down coming up here for the for the Brandeis Broncos. They're 2 out of 5 on third downs, but they're 2 for 2 on fourth downs. Still taking their time. 3rd and 3. Well, odd snap and a pitch off to Coleman, and he's still going to get the first down. That didn't start well, that play, but it ends with a first down.
I think the ball slipped out of the center's hands.
That's a wet football, ladies and gentlemen. Talking about being a factor. Let's watch the snap right here. Whoop. Yep, exactly what that was. Good job by JC being able to get it and get it out of there, though.
That could have been a disaster, Skelly.
Yep.
So Under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Brandeis picks up another first down. They're just short of the 50. Coleman stretch, coming left. Coleman almost broke that one. Gets near the first down.
Well, again, I'm an offensive line guy. I love the bigs up front. Big old number 72, Hayden Geary, leading it up in there along with Clendenin with a lead blocker. You see big 72 getting just enough to cover his guy up just enough where he tries to make an arm tackle there. Allows him to pick up 8 yards.
Second down and 2. Broncos on the move and on the ground with it.
You know, guys, any form of a 2-score game will be monumental for Brandeis. They've got a pretty good young sophomore kicker named Bia Senor who's got a pretty decent leg on him.
J.C. Evans on play action, fires it across the middle, and it's caught for a first down by Wyatt.
Loved it.
They did the other side with Clendenin. This time it's the right side tight end.
2 tight end set right here. Bobby tight end right, tight end left. Just happened to be Wyatt to the right, Clendenin to the left right here. And J.C. takes you see him come off the left and come back to the right to hit Wyatt right there. Big time catch right there.
The tight end is always open.
I love the tight end. Absolutely. Always open.
Skelly, former tight end, spoken like a former tight end. That's a touchdown if it stands, if there's a flag on the play.
There's a flag down in the area of holding here.
Coleman broke through, but right as he broke through, you saw the yellow hanky flying in the air.
Yep, coming back, holding Brandeis.
Pretty mistake-free first half, guys. That's a tough penalty. I think we had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in the first half. We had a what do you call it? A coach's encroachment on the sideline.
Right.
When you get
sideline warning.
Yeah, sideline. It wasn't a warning. It was a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, it was a 15-yard. It wasn't a warning. It was a penalty.
Yeah, for the most part, it's been a pretty clean first half.
There you see the rain coming down on the student section. They're loving life.
4 penalties, 45 yards against Brandeis. Clark has yet to commit a penalty in this game. 1st and 20 now, Broncos. Evans throws and completes and is to the 18-yard line to Baker. Gets some of it back.
Yeah, and again, good job hanging on for dear life was Lamar Hunter, Jr., number 26 right there. Open field tackling is harder than it looks, folks, and I promise you see a guy one-on-one with somebody, you got to come to balance. You got to be able to get your hands on him, wrangle him up, and hold on.
Especially when you're trying to tackle a wet uniform. I would think that amplify the difficulty.
2nd down and 12 now. J.C. Evans looks to the sideline. He's got Joseph Coleman behind him in the pistol. And a play whistle dead, and Charlie Bruce took a timeout. So a timeout on the field. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on Me TV.
It's high school football time, and John Wayne is right in the middle of the action. At the end of this game, one of the players will be chosen as the John Wayne Player of the Game. Go to johnwayne.com right now and vote for the player who you think will win. Pick the correct player and you'll win 2 tickets to a 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers home game. And just for playing, you'll have a chance to win the John Wayne $10,000 home makeover package. Don't fumble. Go to johnwayne.com and vote before the end of the game.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
If I were telling my friends that were looking for a school, I would definitely tell them to come look at the options Northside has to offer.
Choosing Northside, again, provides opportunities.
So Northside has helped my son because it's been a safe and nurturing school environment for him. You can see the hearts in the teachers and just the compassion that they have for their students in helping them thrive in their education.
On the sideline in an annoying rain. Not like a super hard rain, but enough to make you wet down there, Gabriel.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to borrow Anthony Beverly's umbrella right now, so I'm going to stand underneath of him. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm meeting all kinds of guys down here. Walter, good to see you, man.
2nd down and 12. J.C. Evans keeps it going forward after the fake to Khalida. and he takes it to the 15. Now a big play coming up, Andy. 3rd down and 9. In field goal range, but nothing's given in this weather.
No, and again, they're going to tight end. You see Clinton coming back in. They're going to go 2 tight end set or tight end with a H-back or wing back with him and Wyatt. And they put them on. They had them on the same side on that timeout by Charlie Bruce. They can do some damage being on the same side on a wing back tight end side here. Let's see.
If nothing else, Andy, the Broncos have burned a lot of clock on this drive.
2 tight end set here.
3rd down and 6. Excuse me, 3rd and 9. They are 3 of 6 on 3rd down conversions as Evans will fire it across the middle and is caught. Guess who? The tight end, Skelly.
Always open.
They're always open.
Alex Wyatt, 94. I saw that coming. They did it before the timeout. And again, offensive coordinator Brian Knoll up here in the box with us, talking to him in the offseason about these guys. And you know, Clinton and Wyatt, man, I tell you, they're special to have 2 of them.
Andy, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Where is it at?
Where's what at?
The tight end factory that they keep making these kids.
Oh, yeah, it's over here on this side of town.
Good gosh.
That makes it a 2-score lead now for Brandeis. Extra point is a line drive that goes through. 21-7, Broncos lead the Cougars. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on Me TV.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
Y100, San Antonio's new country leader. Alamo City proud.
I didn't love you, I'd be good by now.
Mornings with Frito and Katie.
Got your hands up, you're rocking it.
Your hometown country station. San Antonio's new country leader. Y100.
Folks, don't forget you have a chance to vote for who you think will be the John Wayne player of the game. Go to johnwayne.com and vote now. If your selection matches ours, you'll win 2 tickets to see the San Antonio Gunslingers Arena League football and automatically enter yourself to win a $10,000 home makeover. Broncos kicking it off. That drive, 10 plays, 79 yards, 548, and Wyatt, the tight end, with the catch, 15 yards from J.C. Evans. 2 tight ends have scored tonight, Clendenin and now Wyatt for Brandeis. Kickoff is a liner that will make it to the end zone.
That thing scooted like it was on ice. Must be wet down there, Gabe.
Just a little bit. I've almost slipped twice. Thanks for reminding me, by the way. While you're up there eating Skittles, and you got a funny purple bag today. What is that? Passion fruit?
Wild berry.
Wow.
Same thing.
Same thing? All right.
Well, Gabriel, the season's on the line right now for the Clark Cougars.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Wildberry was the name of y'all's football team or whatever that was. Rugby team back there. Absolutely. If there isn't a sense of urgency right now, Andy, I don't know when you would have one.
Keep doing what you're doing. More of 24 here.
But Brandeis waiting for 24 as Chris Gertz will lose yards, and they're sending everybody through now.
Yeah, they bring in people up in there. You'll see they walk both linebackers up inside right there. And again, one of our impact players of the game coming in there to make the tackle was Brady Zingelman. First contact, though, was by Big 98, Dylan Cowan.
Cowan's got a touchdown tonight. Boy, he's got to be considered a candidate already, because a touchdown, the defensive play there as well.
Here come the backers again.
Metzger going to throw one up the sidelines. A lot of contact. And no flag as it goes incomplete, intended for Vasquez.
Great coverage by Hall right there, number 7. Step-for-step coverage right there. Again, they bringing both linebackers up in there. Pretty decent job keeping them out of there. Being able to see it there as we got a injured player down on the field now, Bobby.
Yeah, another Bronco shaken up.
And he's going to be all right, cramping up, it looked like.
Well, let's see if they pull him out.
Yeah, he's
That's
gonna be all right.
Be a short.
That's a D lineman. That's a tough position. Jonathan Williams, we've said his name a couple times tonight, and you're gonna go shake that off, rub a little dirt on it, or some of those black pellets, Gabe, and
Not a whole lot of dirt down here. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
the
Yeah.
rubber pellets, they'll work. They're wet.
Well, Clark really needs Philip Metzger, their quarterback, to step up here because Brandeis, they're just not going to let Chris Gertz be the guy that beats them.
And if they're starting to do this with the, that's looks like their second half adjustment. They're just going to bring those linebackers up in there and make it a lot more cluttered for Metzger. Your lineman up front, there's only 5 linemen. You got 6 guys coming. There's somebody free. So
3rd down and 12. Metzger pressured, rolls out. He's going to tuck and run and get slung out of bounds. Boy, good speed by Cowan.
I tell you, when you see a D lineman coming down the line of scrimmage, that is total effort right there out of a D lineman, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan Cowan working down the line of scrimmage.
He came from all the way across, too.
Yeah, Brady Zingelman was the first to harass him, but look at him hustling, using the right angle, pursuit angle, gator roll at the end, just like it's coached. That's called a gator roll, Gabe, how you finish that tackle right there.
I don't know what kind of roll it is, but he almost rolled into me. I'm standing right here, and I don't have the quicks to move out of the way.
Or the ACL.
Yeah.
Man, gator rolls. I think I had one of those in New Orleans. Was that a lobster roll? Line drive punt. Oh, it's
That's going to be a flag, and that's a penalty against Brandeis for roughing the punter.
Yeah, they're going to get a freebie for Clark. Well, the Clark Cougars, Andy, they needed a break, and they may have just gotten one.
Yeah. Again, you see Coach Charlie Bruce coaching it up. That's a learning moment, a teaching moment, rather, right there, as you saw 28, Christian Hallmark.
The one thing you can count on is Charlie Bruce's teams are going to sell out at all times.
Just took a, kind of a bad angle right there, kind of didn't plan ahead on that one.
And Andy, I love it because, Charlie pulled that kid aside, didn't grab his helmet, didn't start screaming at him, put his arm around him and said, don't make that mistake again. These guys, at the end of the day, Andy, these guys are teachers, man. They're teaching these kids.
No doubt. Charlie Bruce, one of the best ones around.
Absolutely.
1st down and 10. New life for the Clark Cougars. That is their first down of the second half. They've been stymied here so far. And Brandeis cheating up again. Metzger rolls left. Here comes a rush.
Oh,
he gets blown up. Zingelman.
Yeah, impact player of the game right there.
Yeah, he made a pick and pull impact on that play.
You see that acceleration? Holy mackerel. Watch this right here. I like the sprint out call, but you might want to cut that guy or block him.
Oof.
Waka. Great job hanging on to the football by Metzger, though, not coughing it up.
That had pick and pull written all over it, man.
That is a loss of 11. Draw play. Gertz blown up.
Guess who?
Yeah.
Zingelman.
Zingelman again.
Finally having an impact as the impact player we said he was going to be here starting the game. He's kind of feeling his own right now.
He can play at the next level at 6'4", just short of 200 pounds. Can run.
Yeah, he and Cowan was right there with him, harassing him, kind of turned him back into that tackle right there. That's good team defense.
3rd down and 23 now for Clark. That is, they're not built for this.
No. But again, trip receiver down here, get your quarterback away from some pressure here, but that'd be rolling into Zingelman, so it's been hard so far the second half. Look out.
Metzger lets it fly, and it's intercepted at the 43-yard line. Returning it is Voss down the sidelines, and Jacob Voss all the way to the Clark 16-yard line.
Well, that was pressure all the way right there. That was a defensive lineman induced interception, if you will, right here. Again, trying to get in there. Zingelman was in the front side. I didn't see who came on the backside on that, but everybody in the secondary dropped. And
well, what they've done, Andy, is they've taken Clark out of their game. They want to hand the ball to Gertz, and
well, now they can't when they're sitting in 2nd and 3rd and 21.
And they're blowing them up at the line of scrimmage. Brandeis chance to go for the jugular here, perhaps. It's Coleman on the carry. Coleman with a stiff arm at the 10 and then shoved to the sidelines and out of bounds. Kevin Ramon makes the stop.
Yeah, good job coming up by Ramon, not allowing him to get all the way to the end zone on that. Big chunk of yardage on first down again for the Broncos.
.147 and counting here in the third. 2nd and 4. Coleman, nice cut behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get close to a Bronco first down.
Good patience that time. It'll be a little short.
Guys, if this plays itself out the way that it's playing itself out, Clark's going to finish at 4-4 in district play. Their season is done. They're going to have that well, I mean,
not necessarily.
No, I'm talking about literally. Their season is done. They don't have a game next
regular
week.
season. Yeah.
This is their last game of the year. They're going to have to practice. They're going to have to go as if they're going to be in the playoffs, having to wait. That's just an odd kind of deal when the last game of the year is your bye week.
Evans is going to keep it this time, and good defense by the Cougars, but I think he still has enough.
Yeah, that 6'5" frame helps. When you're a big old tall tree like that and that tree falls, you're going to gain a little more yardage when you fall.
I guess, Andy, as a coach, if you're J.L. Geist, as Gabe Wright, they do have to go ahead and practice next week, because if they lose this game, they're going to need help. Somebody's going to have to beat Churchill, and somebody's going to have to beat Roosevelt. Well, not necessarily Roosevelt. They're okay with a tie there, but someone needs to beat Churchill for that to happen. So they're not done, but it's going to be a long shot. New running back into the game, and he gets the handoff, and that's, guess who?
That's Clinton. That ain't a new running back.
Yeah. He's a new running back.
He's an H-back playing fullback on that play.
That's true. Clinton caught a touchdown pass from a tight end position. That time he's the H-back that gets the handoff.
And you're not a whole lot of 87s getting a handoff like that, is there?
Well, I love the way that Brandeis uses him. He, again, him and Wyatt both are very versatile athletes in their offense there. And again, they've been playing the last couple of years, and you got Clinton in the backfield as an old school fullback here under center, Bobby.
JC going to go under center, JC Evans. Lead to the left and touchdown for Coleman. 2-yard score.
Yeah, the old school hand sweep right there, or you can call it off zone ISO right there to the called side there. Great job by the left side of the offensive line. And let's watch the replay right here. Just take your guy into the end zone.
And Clinton then leading the way. That may be enough for the Broncos to set up the showdown with Reagan next week, as the extra point is booted through. Brandeis 28, Clark 7. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on Me TV.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
North Park Lexus of San Antonio has earned Elite of Lexus status for 27 consecutive years. And North Park Lexus of Dominion has earned Elite status every year since opening in 2016. Visit either North Park Lexus location this winter and test drive the all-new 2023 Lexus RX with its all-new redesigned sleeker exterior and more powerful stance. Available this winter at either North Park Lexus location. Proud supporters of high school athletics.
Another turnover that is created by the Brandeis defense, or picked up by the Brandeis defense. Interception by Jacob Voss leads to a 5-play, 16-yard drive. They still managed to burn 202, and Joseph Coleman gets a 2-yard run. But the 2 turnovers have been the difference and the story in this game.
Yeah, Clark needs to take this drive right now, do something with it while they still got time.
High short kick. Fair caught at the 36-yard line by Diego Alexander.
And again, Brandeis willing to give up field position to prevent a return there.
That is, I think, just a sign of confidence in your defense.
Yeah, and that helps you. You got a defense playing like they've been playing so far in this second half.
And Andy, how do you say, why not?
Why not, man? We got a couple new defensive guys in the game. Number 99, Andrew McConnell, checks in at defensive end for the Brandeis Broncos. Number 48 is also in the ball game.
Does anybody have a chamois up in the booth by
Dion
chance?
Edwards.
Gertz with a handoff, coming right with it. Ooh. Nice hit as he's run out of bounds at the 37.
Stopped by Justice Green.
Justice Green, and on the tackle right here, a little pick and pull action happening on this one too at the end of it here. On his body.
That ends the third quarter of play. Brandeis 28, Clark 7. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on BTV.
BGC app. KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
Wet track down there at Ferris. John Wayne Service Company player of the game, 12 minutes away from announcing you have a chance to vote. Go to johnwayne.com, make your selection. We start the fourth quarter. Clark throwing it downfield, but out of bounds is Vasquez, even though he made a pretty good catch.
That was a great catch, hanging on to it. It just great defense that time, running him out of bounds by Green. Pinned him to the sideline, nowhere to go with it when he caught it.
3rd and 9. Now it's pretty much a must for Clark. They've got to score 3 times and shut out Brandeis in this fourth quarter. Chris Gertz had a big first half. He's been quiet here in the second half for Clark as Philip Metzger will roll to his left and fire on the run and is caught. But not enough for the first down. Reception by Michael Vasquez. Got to go for it.
Yeah, they're going to have to go here. I tell you, that's a tough athletic move for a quarterback that's right-handed to roll to his left like that, square his shoulders back up, and put enough oomph on the ball to get it there on that out route here. Again, he gets enough. The route wasn't deep enough for the first down, and it's throwing a wet football too, so just not a deep enough route for the first.
4th and 3, Clark will go for it. They are 2 for 2 tonight. On 4th downs, they give it to Gertz, and he'll get the first down all the way to midfield. Andy, what they really need is for him to break one all the way to the house.
He's capable of doing that as well right here, but again, Zingelman got in there, but just he went shot inside his guy, and good job by Gertz seeing it and going to the outside right there.
And this kid's is gonna play at the next level.
Yeah, he's a beast in his own right, man. I tell you, the vision and everything else. The second half, though, Brandeis has been heating him up a little bit, but if they heat him up wrong, all you got to do is miss once, and it's to the house, like Bobby's saying. We might see 24 break one here before it's over with.
And a timeout, taken by Clark. The play clock was down to 1. Seemed to be moving pretty fast there. This is the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on BTV.
2023 San Antonio Gunslinger season tickets are now on sale.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go, baby.
Reserve your tickets for the original professional football team in San Antonio, the Gunslingers. It's fast-paced, high-flying, over-the-wall professional football. plus non-stop entertainment. Affordable family fun is what the San Antonio Gunslingers are all about. To get the best seats and prices, reserve your 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets now.
I'm Rashad Wisdom. Coach showed us what it takes to win on the field and in life. You've got to have power and determination. You got to be fearless but smart with a focused strategy. That's what it takes to win, and that's what attorney Wainwright's got.
Wainwright Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
When life knocks you down with a car, motorcycle, or 18-wheeler wreck injury, get a champion. Wainwright. Don't wait. Call 8.
Call Wainwright now. 888-8888. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
Clark didn't want to be behind the chains there. There you see they brought the ponchos.
Yeah, they came prepared.
Yeah, they did.
They're not wet like Gabe.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Wait, did somebody say handing out ponchos somewhere? Did I miss something?
You think any of the
that's the cheerleaders?
You think any of the Brandeis cheerleaders' ponchos would fit you, Gabriel?
A 5 times XL.
Metzger gonna sneak up the sideline for a little bit of yardage.
Oh,
well, you got to. Where's the spot?
We got a flag on the play too.
Gabe, go ask one of those Brandeis cheerleaders if they have an extra poncho.
I would need probably 2, maybe 3.
Or just get one of those trash bags out of those big old trash cans down there.
I don't know if that would fit me.
Personal foul is called against Brandeis.
Wow. All right.
And Andy, if you're Charlie Bruce, you're telling your team, finish this game. Don't worry about next week. We don't care about the Reagan Rattlers right now. Let's finish this football game.
That second push right there is what drew the flag. Personal foul.
So a first down for Clark. Metzger going to throw one up. And this is caught. Was he in bounds? And how many times has Clark caught a ball but out of bounds? Michael Vasquez, I think it's 4.
The 3rd time.
3 for him, 3 for Vasquez. Watch right here, though, and it's close, man. He's trying to get his foot down. It's coming right at his great camera angle right here. And just didn't. If he gets that left foot down, he's got a chance. That right foot came down first and clearly out of bounds. Good call by the side judge.
Second down and 10. Charlie Bruce.
Educating.
Yep.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Teaching moment.
Brandeis bringing some pressure now. Metzger sets up and he's hit as he throws, and that ball flutters to the ground.
Yep.
Incomplete.
Andrew McConnell, number 99, on the hit right there.
They're just bringing the stuff.
Well, they can right now. They're sitting in that position. I'll take that back. That was going to be, that's Zingelman on that. My bad. And 99 did put his guy into the quarterback as well there. That was just a tight pocket altogether right there. Great defense on the defensive front. But there you see Zingelman, impact player, had a heck of a game so far tonight.
Mr. Zingelman passes the eye test, doesn't he?
6'4", 193. I bet he might be a little heavier than that. He's a good-looking kid as well.
Third down and 10 now for the Cougars. Philip Metzger, another throwing down as he will drop back and the pressure comes.
Here they come. Hang on
and
the
he's
ball.
going to get sacked. Another sack by this aggressive Brandeis defense. This one from Skylar Von Tour.
Vautour, good job. 5'11", 185-pound linebacker. Again, they're just swarming. They're bringing 6.
Well, Andy, you know, Philip Metzger has been the backup this year, and the starter Nick Lee out for tonight. But Metzger is getting a trial by fire. He's only a junior, so he might very well be the starter next year, and this is something that's going to be a learning experience for him. 4 wide now. Metzger fires it across the middle, too high for everybody, and Brandeis holds on 4th down. Prior to that, Clark was 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions. Now 3 out of 4, and that probably will do it. And Clark on their way to 6 and 4, and now they need help.
Trying to hit Nikos Varellas right there, and again, that ball, he really stepped into it, but that ball sailed on him, and like you said, over everybody's head. And kid trying to make a play, though. It's one of those deals that, you know, Brandeis was heating them up here in the second half, and you know that stuff happens in a hurry, man. And if you're not used to it, and it's harder than it looks out there. So here comes Brandeis, 2 tight end. or wing-back tight end formation here.
If you're the Cougar defense, you got to find a way to get the ball loose. Coleman, counter right to the 41-yard line.
A lot of that the rest of this game, guys.
Yeah, if we see the replay on this, you got to love it, man. This is a GF. They pull a guard and they're pulling Clinton in the wingback. Watch him. Clinton comes and cleans up the Mike linebacker for Kundo right there. That's a collision in its own right. That's old school football. And again, playing very physical here in the fourth quarter. That's what you like to see as a coach. Your kids still playing hard on both sides. There you see Clinton and Wyatt on the same side again. 94 is a tight end, 87 is the wingback.
2nd down and 6. And now the freshman Hatton is in at running back. And they fake it to him. J.C. Evans keeps it. J.C. will stretch it out for another 1st down.
That's just another way to get J.C. Evans the football right there. And again, they pulled counter to the left. They faked it to the running back. He pulled it and came right down the middle. Little split zone look on the backside by Clinton. And again, letting this clock run down, Gabe.
Yeah, they may not throw the football the rest of this game.
No, they don't need to. They just keep moving the chains.
Hatton will stay in at running back. H-back off to the left side. 1st down at the 48-yard line. Evans taking his time, watching that play clock roll down. And he hands it to Hatton. Hatton trying to run it outside, but he is cut off
Facundo
from the edge.
Cougar defense still playing hard and playing fast on that.
Yep, Facundo and then Diego Alexander over there on the edge, holding his spot on the corner.
Guys, I've just been informed by our game day producer, Shane Melling, that the sounds I've been making tonight should be outlawed from live television. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I think
they should be.
Or at least be on the Animal Channel.
The Animal Planet?
Yeah, or that.
The Puppy Bowl. 2nd and 12. Hatton again. Trying to get to the outside again. Well, he's breaking tackles. In fact, he even broke one from Facundo. But back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, good tough run. He's a young guy. He's going to be good. You see his quicks right here. You see his vision. Again,
he's used to being able to get outside.
Yeah, when you know, he probably dominated in middle school if I had to guess. That's why he's playing varsity ball right now.
I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah, it happens a little quicker, man. And again, physically he's there. You know, the psychology of it might need a little seasoning, but he's going to be a good one.
3rd down and 10.
I mean, think about that, Andy. Playing middle school football to this.
Yeah, age 14, that's, yeah. Against 18-year-olds.
3rd down and 10, option play. They'll pitch it to Hatton, and he's cut down right again. Facundo still playing hard out there.
He's triggering on that. Good job. And again, when you know you're out there, you're playing, you're a senior playing against a freshman, you're licking your chops a little bit too. You want to introduce them to varsity football. Cougars still playing hard.
Connor Hyatt, the punter, comes on for Brandeis. And Nikos Varelis is in return position for Clark. It was 7-7 after 1 and 14-7 about midway through the 2nd quarter, but since then, all Broncos. As the ball will be punted and rolled dead at the 14. And again, the season's not over, but guys, this has been one of the better Clark teams I can remember over the last 10 years. And they very well might not go to the playoff despite that. That's got to be disappointing because they've had a great season.
Yeah, and again, you know, Coach Geis and his staff doing a heck of a job. And again, you know, if play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game, if, what. I mean, Nick Lee, if he was playing tonight, would have been a different outcome. Who knows? You know, again, a lot of it has to do with the way that Brandeis Broncos are playing here in the 2nd half with their defense.
You can remember into the middle part of the 20-aughts as they fumble a snap and flags fly, where Clark was a state semifinalist one year and a quarterfinalist the next year under Coach Lloyd Alexander.
Coach Alexander coached against him a few years when I was at Marshall, we had some battles, and Clark back in those days, like you're saying, they were a force to be reckoned with.
Well, and Coach Robbins.
Yeah, Mike Robbins prior to that, and a great tradition at Clark. They're trying to get back there, and you can see they're going in that direction as a program. But they may fall short. They're going to need some help. They're going to be big fans of the Marshall Rams tomorrow night. I can promise you that. 1st and 15. Pass is caught by Vasquez, and he does something afterwards, and he hits the sideline, and Michael Vasquez is going to take this one all the way for a 91-yard touchdown.
How about that? He's had 3 passes he caught out of bounds. They said he was out of bounds, so he finally gets one, but he's got to take it 91 on foot there. That's got to feel good to be able to finally get one, and they say he was inbounds. So
one of them that counts.
Yeah, man, a little slip screen out here. Good job. Well, let's see who sprung him here. There was a late block right there.
Great job there of clearing the lane down the sideline for the touchdown. So now it's a 2-score game. Clark has 2 timeouts left. The extra point is added on. It's now 28-14, Brandeis. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
I'm Zakari Franklin. On the football field, my job's to do whatever it takes to win. Coach taught us we win the game with the right plan and teamwork. Your future's not a game. After a serious injury from a car truck wreck, how things turn out depends on having the right plan.
Wainwright Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
Get a fierce, experienced team of lawyers who do what it takes to win.
Call Wainwright now, 888-8888.
Don't wait, call 8.
Respect, justice, demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
Well, Philip Metzger has been thrown to Michael Vasquez.
Stop eating Skittles now.
All night long. And finally, they complete one inbounds, and it's a 91-yard touchdown for the Clark Cougars. And you can expect the onside kick now, gentlemen.
I mean, that's definitely, if you're Brandeis, that's exactly what you did not want to happen. The explosive plays rearing its ugly head for Clark there.
Aracaline onsides it and straight out of bounds. Those Skittles are good, though, by the way, Gabe.
Frozen rope. Yeah, I hope you choke on one of them. That was a frozen rope, man. That kid.
Thanks, Gabe.
No, I mean that with all due respect. I said with all due respect, so you can't take offense to that.
We got Skelly up here who knows the Heimlich.
I know Skelly knows all kinds of equine repair
bovine
exercises, right? Bovine resuscitation exercises.
Equine is horse.
Come on, Bessie. Come on, look. Don't look into the light, Bessie.
Clark needs a turnover now. Brandeis, they gave up a big play that gives Clark a little bit of life here past the midway part of this fourth quarter. J.C. Evans will stay on for the Broncos, along with Joseph Coleman at running back. Coleman gets the handoff. Cougs stand him up, trying to strip the ball, but Coleman just churns away for a gain of 4.
And that's exactly what he's going to have to be. They got to take care of the football here, and they're going to be clawing, biting, tickling, whatever needs to happen to try to get that out. And
it's like that Lionel Richie song, man. All night long. Just keep giving it to him, man. Let this thing end.
Yeah, Clark's got something to say about that. They're still playing. They're playing hard right here with 5 minutes left in the game here. But all Brandeis needs is first downs here. Keep the clock rolling.
2 tight ends.
I am shocked at how good my singing abilities are. Like, seriously surprising myself.
2nd and 6. J.C. Evans will keep it. Strong run to the 41, and there's a timeout by Clark.
Yeah, why not?
So they're putting it all on this drive, Andy. They've got to have the stop now, or it's done for them.
And again, that time Luke Gertz, linebacker for Clark, steps up in there and limits J.C. Evans on that keeper right there. And again, that's one of those deals you gave. They need first downs to keep this thing rolling with Clark only having one more timeout left.
Yeah, that's it. I think one more timeout, Andy, and it's Dandy Don time. They do have one more timeout, but again, they're just not going to throw the ball. They don't need to.
All right, we'll be back. This is the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
On the field, we fight hard and smart.
It's about teamwork and strategy.
When an 18-wheeler or company vehicle wreck injury puts you on the sidelines,
Your next move could determine your future.
And you want to win.
Get a winning team, Wainwright.
Don't wait. Call
888-8888.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
Go for the win.
Just call Wainwright.
Call Wainwright now. 888-8888. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
Welcome back to Ferris Stadium. It perhaps comes down to this, Andy. 3rd down and 4. If Brandeis gets a first down here, this game probably is out of reach for Clark. If they get a stop, though, different story. And maybe 4-down territory if you're Brandeis.
I'm going to reiterate, Brandeis taking care of the football. Paramount.
Clark needing a stop. J.C. Evans will keep it himself, and he spins, and then he shoves the next defender forward. And J.C. Evans, the 6'5" junior quarterback, picks up the first down.
He's able to get up in there. Good tough run by J.C. here. And again, you got Biggs pulling around right there. Big 072 leading the way. That was going to be Geary again. Hayden Geary, we said his name. They really like to pull 72. Big kid moves well for a big guy there. And again, J.C. Evans, 6'5", so you see how big those guys are down there.
Gabriel's favorite word, too. He used some physicality to finish the run.
That kid's got some no fear in him, man. I love it.
1st and 10. They're going to throw. Coleman's going to throw one up the field. He has a man caught at the 10, and down to the 5-yard line is Jaden Pettis. That came as a shocker.
To everybody but Brandeis. Again, that's Jaden Pettis. He is a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen. The future looking bright here. Good post route, good ball, throwing him open by J.C. Evans right there.
Man, I love the call. It's a 2-score game, guys.
Yeah, that's still a ball game.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what you got to do. And again, that's press box call. Offensive coordinator Brian Noe. There you see Pettis.
Well, they're going to try to maybe get another score in here now.
That's the object of the game when you're playing offense.
And the fullback is Clendenin. And Coleman's going to follow him to the right side. He'll break a tackle, and he'll jump into the end zone. A 5-yard touchdown run. No, they haven't signaled it yet. Brandeis is jumping up and down.
Yeah, I think they called it.
Now they get a touchdown. Yeah. So 2nd touchdown of the night for Joseph Coleman.
Again, 2-back set right there. Clendenin went outside, and Coleman said, I'm going to go ahead and just cut it up. Shortest distance to the goal line's inside here, so he went ahead and put his shoulders down. BYOB finished his own blocking right there for the touchdown.
That should be enough as the Broncos add the extra point to make it 35-14. 3:28 to go. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets are now on sale.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go, baby.
Reserve your tickets for the original professional football team in San Antonio, the Gunslingers. It's fast-paced, high-flying, over-the-wall professional football. Plus non-stop entertainment. Affordable family fun is what the San Antonio Gunslingers are all about. To get the best seats and prices, reserve your 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets now.
I'm Oscar Cardenas. In football, we fight hard to make it happen. That's what makes us winners.
18-wheeler or company vehicle wreck injury put you on the sidelines?
Get a winner to fight for you. A lawyer with grit and determination who will not stop until you get justice and all the money you deserve. And that's Wainwright Injury Lawyers, so don't wait, call 8.
Call Wainwright Injury Lawyers, 888-8888 now.
Want to win? You know who to call. That's right, Wainwright.
Respect, justice, demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
That drive was short because it was an onside kick that preceded it. So 47 yards in 5 plays, 159, and another touchdown for Joseph Coleman. And that should do it. 35-14. The Brandeis Broncos lead the Clark Cougars, and they have pushed the Cougars to the brink of playoff elimination. Meanwhile, we've talked a lot about what Clark needs to do. Brandeis about to go to 7-0, Andy, in district play.
Yeah, that's accomplishment in its own right. Pretty special.
Kickoff taken at the 9-yard line. That's Forellis to the right side. They had return right on for sure.
Yeah, he had to get over there in a hurry.
Out to the 27.
I mean, Roosevelt, Reagan's got to take care of business with Roosevelt, but man, that is setting up one fun football game next weekend.
Clark still has one timeout left here too, so 3:18 left. They're gonna have to work quick.
So Gabriel, your prediction during South Texas game day?
Yeah, I got it right for once. I don't know, it took me 5 years. 35-14 Brandeis.
That was your final score.
Yeah.
See if it holds. As running to the sideline was Metzger.
And McConnell comes in there, 99, wrangles him up there for, call it no gain here. Now they're going to say it's a loss of 2 here. Again, that's tough for a righty to come left like that and square his shoulders. He tried, but hot pursuit was McConnell.
You know, and again, Andy, this sets up just the most awkward of weeks because, again, this is the last game of the season for Clark. They could still make the playoffs. They're just going to have to wait and see in practice next week.
Metzger runs to his right, fires it, incomplete.
Yeah. Vasquez again, intended receiver right there. I don't know if that hit him in the hands or not. It was hard to see from up here, but looked like it was on target. See the replay right here. Coming right at us. Now right-hander going right, a little more. Yeah, it hit him in the hands.
Well, Gabe, if Marshall can beat Churchill
tomorrow,
then Clark's into the playoffs.
Clark would be in the playoffs, yeah. Johnson would have to lose to Madison, and Roosevelt would have to lose to or beat Reagan. 2 kind of unlikely scenarios, but yeah, Marshall, if they upset Churchill, and Clark's in.
Good job making a miss.
Metzger keeps it alive and then throws it downfield, incomplete, a little bit low for Vasquez.
You know, and one other point, you know, you guys talked about, you know, Metzger maybe being the guy for next year. I got news for you. If Marshall beats Churchill, he might be the guy for the playoffs this year. Their season's not over with yet.
There's always hope until there's not. And so they need one victory by one of their district mates.
4th down here.
4th and 13. Metzger gonna get sacked.
Yep. Guess who? Oh, that's a new
18,
guess who.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 18. Devin Glass is in the ball game. Sophomore.
Luna.
I thought it was 16. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Wrong roster.
Ian Luna.
Yeah. My bad.
Zingelman had a sack earlier. That is Luna 18.
Thought it was 16 from up here. Old eyes.
I just think they're clouded because of all the Skittles you guys have been eating.
That reminds me.
Guys, this next week is going to be pretty epic with Brandeis and Reagan. If Reagan can go ahead and win Saturday, one thing Brandeis has is a 2-day jump on Reagan. Reagan plays Saturday against Roosevelt. But if Reagan wins, then you have the undefeated, undisputed district championship on the line next week. Hatton, the freshman, gets the handoff up to the 15.
A couple of big games next week in the Northside ISD. You got that one, and you got, I believe, Taft and Harlan playing for what I think is going to eventually be, what, that 2 spot maybe?
Yeah, and that, guess what? We have that game next week.
Next Thursday night.
Yeah, that'll be our final Thursday night MeTV broadcast. Taft, the regular season at least, Taft versus Harlan.
I promise I'll limit my squealing next week.
Second down and 8. Hatton with the carry again. After that, the playoffs, we ask and we hope to receive. It's up to UIL to determine if we are going to be able to broadcast any playoff games. So we asked, and if they give us permission, then we're on the air with the playoffs beginning probably week 12 of the season on the November 10th or 11th. Those Thursdays and that Friday as well. But we'll finish off the regular season next week. 3rd down and 5 now for the Broncos. Maureen is in at quarterback. He was in earlier, picked up a 1st down. Running this series for Brandeis. Hands to Hatton again. Maybe another yard. And there's a timeout, the final one by Clark. And Coach Geis going to coach all the way to the end here, Skelly.
Well, you're going to use everything you got. You're going to use all your bullets. And again, no need to take all those, timeouts home. You don't get no refund for them at the end of the night.
That will be a fun next week. Brandeis. And I believe that game is here at Ferris. Or no, excuse me, it's on the road. My bad. So next week on the road at either Cumberland or Heroes. Not sure which one off the top of my head, but Brandeis will be ready. That's going to be a really good game, guys. You talk about 2 of the best defenses in the city, Brandeis and Reagan, next week. You can watch it all free on the KSAT Big Game Coverage app, as well as our games tomorrow and Saturday. We've got a full schedule of games on the Big Game Coverage app, KSAT.com. There you see the Friday schedule. Some highlights in there, Bernie and Somerset, Steele and Judson, Wagner Seguin. Those are really featured games. And then how about the Saturday game? Stevens and Warren. That's for the final playoff spot in District 29 6A. That's a 2 o'clock start for that contest. 4th down, the Broncos go for it, and they do not convert. So Clark will get one more crack at it.
Guys, one more game you need to mention, the game that Zach Dixon and I will be doing at Alamo Stadium. It's probably going to determine the 4th spot in that SAISD district. Highlands and Sam Houston should be a good one as well.
Yeah, that, I tell you what, that's an old rivalry.
It is, and Willie Gaskin, a kid from Highlands, man, that kid could play just about anywhere. So can, Naquinus Brooks over at Sam Houston. Those are some good football players.
You see the defense coming off for the Clark Cougar. You saw Facundo coming off. You saw Coach wrap his arm around his head and give him a hug around his neck. That kid plays his guts out tonight for the Clark defense. And again, coming up a little bit short tonight was the Clark offense here.
1st down, Clark. Metzger rolls right and fires one along the sidelines, incomplete. And Gabe, you go back to that SAISD district.
Yeah.
How about the Burbank Bulldogs
Oh my
this
goodness.
year?
Huge win against the Harlandale Indians last week. That is a team now, the 2-loss team. They're going to get in the playoffs. That's a playoff football team. How many times have we said the Burbank Bulldogs are going to the high school football playoffs?
Not a whole lot, and it hasn't happened a whole lot in their entire history, so congratulations to them. Second down and 10 now for the Cougars. Metzger rolls right again. This time throws complete, and that's going to be enough for the 1st down for Vasquez again. Tell you what, Coach Wendell Harris, Gabe, has done a great job over there at Burbank.
Yeah, he has. I'm telling you right now, that's a good football team. And their win over Harlandale last week was somewhat of a shock, even though, I think Burbank had 2 losses, Harlandale had 1. It was a little Southside brawl, and Burbank came out on top.
Roll left. Metzger throws. This one is caught. Open field in front of Varelis, and he'll head up the sidelines. And he will break it down the sidelines, and now it's a foot race to the end, and he gets caught from behind. Preventing the touchdown was Roberto Clark, but a nice catch and run there by Nikos Varelis, so it's 1st and goal, Cougars.
Yeah, Varelis has had a nice evening so far for the Cougars, man. I tell you, he gets down the sideline there. I thought maybe that would have been a horse collar.
I was going to say, how is that not a horse collar?
Here we go, back to live action. They spike it to save some clock. By the way, I know Mom and Dad are watching up at Medina Lake right now, and yes, Dad's Burbank Bulldogs beat Mom's Harlandale Indians.
Ooh, shots fired.
Sorry, Betty.
Second down and goal at the 1. They just stopped the clock there, and they're probably going to give it to Gertz here. And that's exactly what it is, and Gertz will pound it in for a Clark touchdown with 26 seconds to go.
And again, playing hard to the end right there. Giving the rocks. You see 2 teammates right there, man, that says it all. Vasquez comes over and gives him a hug around his neck, man. They've been playing hard together all year long, and 2 seniors.
Well, because of the odd number in district, again, Clark, this is it for them on the regular season. As the extra point by Rackline is good to make it 35-21, and that's a position, Gabe, that I don't envy with J.L. Geist. That's probably the worst time of the year. It's the worst time of year. Everyone, they have to have a bye week every week for one team in the district. It just so happens that theirs is the last week of the season, which makes this whole scenario odd for Clark. They'll have to practice not knowing whether they have a shot to continue or not.
Yeah, no, Marshall can have something to do with that if they knock out, if they're able to upset Churchill tomorrow. But again, Andy, this is a rarity in high school football where you have a week 10 or a week 11 game. As we hear the penalty, when you have that last game of the season, that's a bye week, and you just don't know if you're in or not.
Right. It's definitely a unique position based on the luck of the draw. I mean, that was when the Clark Cougars drew their bye week was week 10, and it is what it is. I mean, you control what you can control, and that's not something they can control. That penalty was on Brandeis. That was a personal foul, and you saw the assistant coaches down there for Brandeis, not too happy with that, because again, this is something you don't want to get sloppy down the stretch here. As you see, J.C. Evans right there, having a good time with his teammates, and knowing that they're going to be 7-0 after this.
If the strange part about this is if Clark's able to recover the onside kick,
it could get interesting.
Yeah, I mean they'll be within striking distance from where they get the ball.
Coaches know this, and this is one of the deals you want to finish. Get it finished. Let's go.
Mitch Rackline for the onside kick. And here it goes.
Got the bounce.
Oh, he got the bounce and they recovered it. Wow. Talk about playing to the end, and Michael Vasquez recovers it. Now it's time to throw to the end zone, isn't it?
No timeouts left. They get the middle of the field's off limits in the passing game.
You need 2 scores.
Yeah, you're gonna
need 2 touchdowns.
So if you're Brandeis, back up.
You got to score quickly, though. This cannot take long, because you got to go back and do what you just did right there again. And Charlie Bruce went from comfortable to pacing the sidelines. So Philip Metzger on 1st down and 10. Here comes the blitz. They'll throw it up and over the top. A lot of contact, no flag, as they were looking for Vasquez again. They had him man-to-man.
Trevor Short right there in coverage right here. Let's watch Short. Does a great job boxing him out right here. Plays the ball right at the end. Trevor Short's brother, Tyson Short, was a cornerback for Brandeis last year. He's at LSU watching the game. Shout out to him. And your mom and dad said you better be studying.
It's hard to do in Baton Rouge. Too many fun things to do. 2nd and 10. They're going to try it again. And it is caught in stride, and it's a touchdown for Vasquez. 34 yards.
Well, that's a quick strike that you needed right there. Again, Vasquez, he's had several attempts, targets tonight. He caught those 3 that were out of bounds. He had that one long run. Great job over the shoulder right there. Good ball, good catch, and here we go. 8 seconds.
Man, hats off to J.L. Geist and
man.
these Clark Cougars, man. I can't say enough about how these kids are just fighting.
I would like to. Good luck with the Charlie Bruce interview after the game, Gabe, if they are able to hold on.
Yeah.
He's probably not real happy about this turn of events here. The extra point is good. 35-28.
Yeah, hold on, here we go.
You get another onside here, guys, and then you throw to the end zone and see what happens.
High school football, baby. That is fun. It's got to love it, Gabriel.
That's why they play it till the 000s, man. They're on the scoreboard.
2 scores in the last 18 seconds.
It ain't over till the mascara runs. You know what I'm saying? It's guys, again, I cannot emphasize how impressed I am with J.L. Geist and how these guys are fighting. And I'm a little worried about that post-game interview. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's like the first year first time.
Well, the hands team for Brandeis needs to handle their business right here. And again, that last kick by Mitch Arakilian, the kicker, that was textbook onside kick, man. And he gets another one like that. Again, if you're Brandeis, you want to come out and peel off those guys. Those front line guys for Brandeis want to peel off the guys coming down so the second level guys can field the ball.
Well, here it is, the last chance for Clark. Another onside.
Not far enough.
It will not go 10 yards. All that. How about that making it interesting, though?
Wow.
We've had 4 scores, guys, in this fourth quarter.
4 scores. That's 80 years.
Yeah, when they look at this score, people are going to say, man, that was one heck of a game. And I know it turned out to be, but, I mean, this was a pretty one-sided win for Brandeis, even though the score does not reflect that.
Well, get the snap, secure the snap.
Yes.
And stay away from Coach Bruce.
That's 2 things. That's 2 things you got to do here. There you see Coach Bruce right there. When he got his hands on his hips like that.
Well, it's a win.
Yeah, they're going to get the W. But, hey, learning. It's all learning points. And, again, here, J.C. Evans got to just handle the football.
Yep. Final snap, and that's it.
Ball game.
Well, Brandeis holds on. Clark made a little run there at the end, but the Broncos win it 35-28. We'll be back. We'll have our John Wayne Service Company Player of the Game when we continue from Ferris Stadium. You're watching high school football, the showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
Central Builders is an award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Their construction projects include large-scale remodels, expansions, and ground-up construction. Their comprehensive service offerings, along with dedication to quality workmanship, make them one of the top contractors in the city. Central Builders is a proud sponsor of Texas Sports Productions. Call Central Builders at their San Antonio office at 210-590-0235 or visit them online at centralbuilders.net.
Y100, San Antonio's new country leader. Alamo City proud. Mornings with Frito and Katie. Your hometown country station. San Antonio's new country leader. Y100.
The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships, has in stock over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles and over 1,800 new vehicles in stock or in transit. Choose from cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. Every vehicle includes our low posted price and our no-hassle 72-hour return policy. So no matter where you live, we have a convenient location for your next vehicle purchase. The K-Lig Auto Group, the North Park Bluebonnet family of dealerships.
Don Rackler here. Don't miss out on end-of-the-year savings on a new heating and cooling system from John Wayne Service Company. Save up to $3,000 before government regulations force prices to go up in January. Plus, enjoy that new system with no interest and no payments for 12 months. And when you purchase a new system from John Wayne in the next 7 days, we'll install a complete home air purifying system to kill harmful bacteria and viruses for free. Call or text John Wayne today at 293-6700.
All right, guys, Gabe Farias here with Charlie Bruce, head football coach of the Brandeis Broncos. Coach, it was great for Brandeis, and it got tough, but that's football. Your kids did what they needed to do to finish this football game.
Well, that's something that happens during the game. You know, you're going to have the highs and the lows, but you got to respond the right way.
Yeah, and Coach, talk about your football team and what they've done and how they've played up to this point of the season.
Well, I just appreciate them so much and appreciate the community. You know, they're trusting the process, and it's making our jobs a lot easier.
Coach, this is your second year in this Brandeis community. Talk about how this community really has embraced this football team and really the athletics department at Brandeis.
Well, they embraced all of us. You know, we felt the embrace as soon as I got there, and we're just blessed to be here.
Coach, talk about the play of your quarterback and that offense, J.C. Evans and that offense.
Well, he did a good job of commanding everything that we needed to do and reading the defense and making plays when we had to.
But you know what, Coach? At the end of the day, this defense really played well. You're not going to see it in the final score because of what happened, but Brady Zingelman was a big part of that defense along with several others. Talk about that defense and their performance tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, our defense does an amazing job. You know, they trust their coaches. They fly around to the football, and we're so multiple, and they absorb everything that we throw at them.
Coach, the only part of this I don't like is I think you're bad luck. The last time we did one of your games there when you were at Wagner, it rained. That's like the only other time I've ever done a game in the rain.
Rain is like holy water, man.
None of you are large Chicano. Coach, congratulations. Best of luck. Okay?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
All right, time now for our John Wayne player of the game. There's Charlie Bruce.
Yeah, so guys, you know, a lot of points scored for Brandeis, but we have to go with the defensive player, Brady Zingelman. Brady, talk about the play of that defense, man. You guys really stepped up tonight.
You know, we had a great game out there. We all played together. We all played as one, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without our offense. They came out there, put up a lot of points on the board, and we just came out and they supported them, and defense just really helped keep us in, take it home.
Yeah, you know, and your defense, I mean, you're going to get the player of the game, but at the end of the day, this is a unit that from front to back is solid. Talk about your teammates on that defensive side.
Yes, sir. We have so many young guys that have came in this year and just truly shown what they can do, and without them, we wouldn't be able to get it done. Without them, I wouldn't be able to get it done, and it really was a team defensive and offensive win, and I'm really proud of our guys.
Yeah, you guys got a big one next week. Congratulations. Enjoy this one. Brady Zingelman, you're a John Wayne Service Company player of the game.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, guys.
All right.
There you go.
Part of that defense that really did a great job until the end where things got a little crazy, but Brandeis does win the game. That's the important part, 35-28. We'll be back to wrap it up from Fair Stadium in a moment. You're watching the High School Football Showcase presented by John Wayne Service Company on MeTV.
'23 San Antonio Gunslinger season tickets are now on sale.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go, baby.
Reserve your tickets for the original professional football team in San Antonio, the Gunslingers. It's fast-paced, high-flying, over-the-wall professional football. Plus non-stop entertainment. Affordable family fun is what the San Antonio Gunslingers are all about. To get the best seats and prices, reserve your 2023 San Antonio Gunslingers season tickets now.
I'm Rashad Wisdom. Coach showed us what it takes to win on the field and in life. You've got to have power and determination. You got to be fearless but smart with a focused strategy. That's what it takes to win, and that's what attorney Wainwright's got.
Wainwright Lawyers fight to get you the most money possible.
When life knocks you down with a car, motorcycle, or 18-wheeler wreck injury, get a champion. Wainwright. Don't wait. Call 8.
Call Wainwright now. 888-8888. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
The BGC app, KSAT and TSB are delivering the best high school football Texas has ever streamed.
Hold on to this one. 85 yards.
We have the games, we have the technology, and it's all free. Over 100 games, highlights, and more. Bigger, stronger, better. This season, expect more. The BGC app. Experience the next generation of coverage. Powered by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
There you see the victorious Brandeis Broncos walking off the field after a 35-28 victory. And it ended up being hard fought there at the end, but for the most part, Andy, I thought it was a very dominating performance by the Brandeis Broncos. I don't want to call the touchdowns at the end cheap, but in a sort of way it was. But they get the victory. At the end of the day, Charlie Bruce was happy. Hey, we won the game, and we're going to the district championship game next week.
Yeah, and it wasn't pretty the way he wanted it to be with, some of the mistakes made late in the game. But again, and it wasn't cheap touchdowns. I mean, Clark kept doing what they had to do to try to come back and claw themselves back into it. Onside kick, do the things that they needed to do. I think it was a great effort and great persistence by the Clark Cougars, not giving it up and fighting. They just ran out of time. The clock hit 0-0-0, and it was what it was. But again, congrats to the Brandeis Broncos and Coach Charlie Bruce, 7-0 in district, getting ready to play for outright district championship. So, that doesn't come along very often in a coaching career as well. So a lot of good things, a lot of positives tonight for the Brandeis Broncos.
Yeah, I think defensively, let's take a look at the final numbers. It's going to show that Clark actually had more yardage. It wasn't a spectacular offensive night by Brandeis, except for one thing, that top stat there, the time of possession. I think that is what was a difference maker for Brandeis, because they held the football. They only finished with 298 yards, but they're kind of one of those efficient offenses. They don't get a lot of yards, but they burn clock, they make first downs, they score enough points. They have a great defense, and even though Clark finished with 336, I would bet in that last quarter at least 150 yards or more for Clark. So a lot of those yards that Clark had were late, and when Brandeis already had the game in control.
Well, one of the statistics too, that turnover right there was points for Brandeis, so that's kind of skewed there as well. They got that 7 points. That was the first 7 points that Brandeis scored, was that scoop and score, and again, that's all they needed. They won by 7. So, I mean, that's why the yardage difference there is a little skewed as well, I think, on that. But, all in all, they were playing pretty well matched all the way through halftime. And, again, Brandeis defense stepped up in the second half. But great job by Clark fighting to the end, man. And the score looks like it's a close ball game, because it was at the very end of that. So, kudos to the Clark Cougars, and congrats to the Brandeis Broncos.
All right, folks, we are going to wrap it up here from Ferris Stadium. Again, join us next week, next Thursday, our final Thursday night regular season broadcast, as we will have the Taft Raiders against the Harlan Hawks, with the winner of that finishing in second place in district behind the Brennan Bears. We invite you to see, we'll see you then next Thursday, and also on BGC tomorrow and Saturday as well. We thank everyone for joining us once again. It was the Brandeis Broncos 35, the Clark Cougars 28. For Andy Skelton and Gabe Fadias down on the sideline, this is Bobby Stotzenberger saying good night, everyone.
On Tune In With Me. It's our 51st Fantastic